Today's pregame show is brought to you by Z-Bart of Corpus Christi. Rick Sines with Z-Bart of Corpus Christi is a proud supporter of South Texas athletics. Stop by their location at 4535 Everhart for auto alarms, window tint, diamond gloss, auto detailing, rhino linings, and more. Call 361-985-9274 for more information or to make an appointment. Z-Bart, it's us or rust. Here at Cabinets Field with Carroll head coach David Marcello on our Z-Bart pregame show. And coach, first of all, once again, congratulations on the big win. Your first series win, playoff series win with the Carroll Tigers. First of what I assume was going to be many. And just tell me how that feels, man.
It feels great. I mean, to be part of the Carroll baseball tradition is top of the line anyway. And to add to it with this group of kids, it's just been an awesome ride that we've just been on for about, I think 6 weeks now. So, but it's great. The feeling around here is really good right now.
And let's talk about this group of kids. And Coach, do you think, I mean, I know we've talked about, you and I, the fact that, DJ Dudney coming back has kind of changed the mentality when he came back of the ball club. But do you think, Coach, that there is maybe a specific moment that you can recall where you thought, man, we've really turned the page and this could be something special this year?
It's a really good question. As I said, we've talked about it, and I'm not shy about saying it, that I'm supremely confident in our guys to begin with, and I felt we were a good team all along. But I think probably looking back on it right now, I know we lost a tough one. I think it was a Tuesday night against Ray, 2-0. Dudney pitched a gem. All those things that happen, things could go either way. I think we had Moody on that Friday night. I think Moody jumped on us quick. I think they put a 3-spot up in the first, and I think we kind of were a little shell shocked at first, maybe a little hangover from Tuesday. But I think we got in the dugout and, people just looked at each other. It was like, what are we doing? I think we put maybe a 5-spot or a crooked number up for sure. So we answered back pretty quick and ran away with that game. I think that was really, solidified that we were kind of on the right track and the kids had the right mindset.
And Coach, let's talk about, they came here that first series, a good ball club in Rio Grande City. They came here to your home field and took game one and against Dudney on the mound, and a lot of teams could have gone down and said, given up and said, man, they beat our best guy and at home. Now we got to go over there and double them up, and that's tough to do. But was there anything specific you said to these guys after that ball game, and you got to make that road trip over there the next day? Was there anything specific you said to these guys?
I think we just talked about the fact that, okay, Friday's done. As soon as you put your head in that pillow and wake up the next day, Friday's done. So it's a new day Saturday, and that's how you got to look at it. It's baseball. And these kids are all baseball players. They play, a lot of tournaments all the time. So you're in that mode where, okay, you play Friday, then you got to come back on Saturday. So, but like I said, I think we understood, they put up those 8 runs in only 2 innings, 2 separate innings. I think we helped along a little bit with a couple of defensive miscues. So, I felt confident that we were definitely able to compete with those guys. And I said, yeah, they beat Dudney, and he was a little bit off. I mean, he wasn't located as well as he normally was. And I think he was, maybe the 4 o'clock start got us all a little out of whack, whatever the case was. But I think we'd been in these situations for so long and so often that, being down wasn't really heartbreaking to us. And knowing how well Nick has pitched as of late, pitching off of Dudney, that we were confident we were going to get game 2, and then we try to find a way to get game 3.
And you and I, post-game, after, the win over there, after game 3, we talked about the importance of Matrides coming in and giving you a complete game. If he can't finish that game for you, then maybe you're calling some arms in game 2 that are not available. He just gave you so many options for game 3, and just tell the folks again, how important that was, that effort that he gave you, Nick.
I mean, it's huge. And Nick has always been a guy, even since last year's sophomore when I got here. He was a guy who locates well, plus and minus on the fastball, and works the contact, lets his defense work for him. So that was not out of character that way. But when you got a guy that can go 7 in a game 2 and set you up much better with some guys for game 3, you got to be you're loving that, and you don't always think it's going to be the case because you got to go all in game 2. Like I said, there's a point in that game 2 where I think he might have been like 60 or 70 pitches, like in the 5th or 6th. I'm thinking to myself, if he keeps going this 8 or 9 pitch innings, then I'm going to start him in game 3 and say what we can get. And I talked to him about it. He's like, let's win this one first. So he had his mind in the right spot. But it's huge when you have that. Like I said, he has pitched a lot more confident after Dudney came back, because they both now can share that workload, and they can communicate better, because it's different when Dudney was hurt and would be on the bench talking about making pitches versus being the guy in the bump, coming back in and talking about their lineup the next day.
And then you go with a couple of sophomores in Game 3, and both of those guys did a great job for you. And again, we talked post-game about this, but Jake Cruz, man, that was huge. You know, you needed a guy to come in, and they jumped on you guys. You know, you talked about earlier about that Moody game and how, you know, they jumped out on you guys. You had to come back. And I mean, this is big. This is Game 3. This is it. Win or go home. And they jump out on you guys, 4-0. But, you get Jake come in there and just shut them down and give you a chance. And then your offense explodes. But talk a little bit about Jake and that effort too.
I mean, starting the game off with EJ Cantu was big. Those two guys, EJ and Jake, have really put in the work. And we talked about Jake, more specific on Saturday. But EJ has put in just as much work and really has grown into a guy that you can rely on. Like I said, we've done a lot of inter-squad, trying to keep our schedule Tuesday, Friday that way. And those guys are going out and attacking our hitters. And I firmly believe if you can get our guys out, then you can compete against pretty much anybody else we're going to face. And that's just the mentality they got. So even though EJ gave up those 4, he wasn't bummed out about it. He realized that, one of those pitches left out over the dish to a good hitter. The guy hit it pretty good. It's a relatively small-ish park over there, wind blowing out. And that's their home park. They had a little juice. They need to compete in that Game 3 as much as we did. So, but yeah, EJ, those 4 runs, EJ short, I'm going to get my ABs, I'm going to go. And then Jake, like I said, like we talked about the other day, he has worked his tail off, and he looked comfortable coming in, didn't panic, just made pitches, and we made plays, and it just came to a point where he kept it where it was, and our bats came alive, I think, in the 5th.
And let's talk about those bats coming alive, because the contributions that you got from the bottom of the order was phenomenal, and the two out hitting that you got in both of those games is kind of what pushed you guys, to the victory. So talk to me about that and how much you guys have worked on that.
I think that's probably been the biggest upgrade that we've had in the second half of the season. Was we've done a lot better with situational hitting, 2-strike and 2-out hitting especially, and we've got a lot more 2-out hits in the past few weeks than we had, combined in the first maybe 20 games we played. So we've played a lot better that way offensively. But when you're getting guys healthy, and then you're getting guys that are getting more at bats, it's going to lend itself to that as well, and they put the work in. So, our 7, 8, 9 hitters right now, Christian Martinez to Dave Palomo to Chavez, those guys are finding barrels more times than not, hitting the ball, having long, 6+ pitch at bats, and turning that lineup over to Gilbert and JJ. That spells trouble, I believe.
And Coach, last thing, your fans, man, they have been on it since the very beginning, and I saw them during the district games, and they welcome you guys after a game, showing tons of love to your boys and to your coaching staff, and they traveled, with you guys, and they were all in it. A tough crowd over there in Rio Grande City, but they were there with them, pitch for pitch. Anything you'd like to say to those fans? No, that crew is phenomenal, and the parents and families of these guys have been with us, ride or die, since day one. No matter what we've asked for or needed, they're there for it. It's a great group, and the way our kids are is obviously an example of what kind of parents and families they come from. And it's great to hear that Carroll Tiger chant in the stands, those guys getting rowdy and high-fiving after the game and being pumped. It's awesome to be part of this right now. It's just great for these kids and the families in the Tiger community. Here at Cabinets Field for our Z-Bart pregame show, talking with Christian Martinez and Dave Palomo. And guys, kind of the two ends of the bookend right here. Senior 4-year starter Christian Martinez and freshman starter Dave Palomo. And Christian, let's talk with you first. I want you to look back on these 4 years you've had at Carroll High School, and knowing what you know now and everything that this team has been through. Was there any advice that you would give to the freshman Christian Martinez coming in?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of advice. I mean, all the guys you play are different sizes, different body figures. And baseball's baseball, and 60 feet, 90 feet. And just go out, do your thing, same energy. Baseball don't change, it's the same game. Me being small, as short as I am, and smaller than these other guys, I just go out, do my thing, positive mindset, and go up with a plan on the field and go get it. Just a game plan when you're there.
And Dave, what have you learned from these seniors? I talked in in game 3 last week against RGV, I talked about both of you, crazy enough, talking about how, it feels like Christian's been here forever, and it's his senior year, and we've seen him since freshman year. And what I mentioned about you, Dave, is I said, 3 years from now, we'll be talking about this young man in his senior year, and how we've gotten to watch him grow and kind of grow up on the field. And tell me some of the things that you've learned from this senior group that you're going to take forward with you as you continue here at Carroll High School.
Yeah, they taught me a lot. They taught me how to open my eyes and see the game better, and they just pushed me every day at practice to work harder.
And what's been so much fun this year, or what's been the most fun this year, do you think, considering how last season ended and you guys didn't get a full season in, what do you feel like's been the most fun, this season? Let's start with you, Christian.
Last year was terrible. I mean, COVID came. We're on our way back worrying that they weren't going to cancel the rest of the season. We heard other areas were getting canceled. We were just hoping for ours not to, so we go back and play. And we heard ours was canceled, suspended for a while, so we were like, oh, came back with a different mindset, never came back. We're ready to come back, but this year, most of the guys are back, and we're ready to play this year and make up for last year.
And they, you didn't really have to go through that with these guys, but what do you think has been the most fun about this year, just being able to play with this group of guys?
It's fun just hanging out with them and getting to play with them as a freshman and spending a lot of time with them and stuff.
And let's stay with you, Dave. You got a front row seat to be able to watch this pitching staff and the things that they've been able to do. And, you got some great pitching performances, especially last weekend, from some guys, some names that maybe, people who don't watch Carroll baseball, maybe they've never seen Jake Cruz on the mound, EJ Cantu. And I know they know Nick Matredes. And you guys got some great efforts from those guys. Just talk to me a little bit about this pitching staff day and how much fun it's been to kind of, see them work.
Yeah, every single pitcher we have, starting with Nick, Dudney, Jake, and EJ, I have all the confidence in all of them. I would throw them in all the game 1, game 2, game 3. And when they're on, and all their stuff was working when we needed them.
And Christian, let's talk about hitting. You guys, in those 2 games that we did there in the Valley, the bottom half of the lineup really came around. I mean, when you can get home run, from your 9-hole hitter, and that bottom half of the lineup is working, that's huge. Talk to me about how big that's been.
Oh, it's been a big factor in the whole season. I mean, we were down in the season in the beginning, and throughout the whole lineup, the bottom of the line was able to see the pitcher throughout the innings and see him warm up and see what he got, different pitches, get advice from the top of the lineup, and sure enough, the second half of the lineup would come in and turn the game around most of the season. And those are the starts where the top of the lineup would jump off the bat, and from there it carried on from the top to the bottom, and we just kept rolling from there.
And guys, let's talk lastly about the crowd. Man, they have been with you guys, and I've seen them, in the district games when you played here. They wait for you after the game and give you the hero's welcome after every game. And they were in it here at Cab. They were in it over there in the Valley. And how much does that pump you guys up, Christian?
Oh, it's great, man. I mean, it's playoffs. I was expecting a crowd, but not as big as we had over there in the Valley. Here, I was expecting it because it's our home. Over there, they actually made a trip over there to watch us play, and they got us pumped up. Their crowd going and our crowd going back and forth it's crazy, and gives us more. We could hear all the jokes and everything in the stands is getting us more pumped on the field. And then on top of that, your whole lineup is base hit, home run. This past series had a lot of home runs, and it was just crazy. We're pumped. We're ready to get 2 dubs and get out of there and go on to the next round.
And this is your first time experiencing that day. What was that like, man, to see that crowd and have them pump you guys up like that? What was that like for you?
It was good. I mean, it pumped me up to hear them yelling my name and stuff. It just gave me some more energy. Yeah, I liked it.
Good evening, high school baseball fans, and welcome out to Cabinets Field. I'm home, y'all. I'm home for the evening anyway, just for the night. We were going to bring you this game between the Carroll Tigers and Brownsville Porter, and I was going to be flying solo, but I got a special guest in here with me. I got a little help tonight. I got a local guy, a guy who knows all about this South Texas baseball. It's Corpus Christi baseball. 2018 Moody grad, Andrew Hernandez. Welcome to the booth, Andrew.
Thank you for having me, Jake. It's been we've done this before, and we're my second time up here, so glad to be here. Glad to be alongside with you. So we're gonna have fun here. It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, absolutely. Expecting a good game, and let's while they're getting going here, before we start talking about these two teams too much, let's go ahead and get the starting lineups for both of these teams. We're about 10 minutes away from first pitch. We want to make sure we get those in there. So let's start with the Brownsville Porter Cowboys. So the Cowboys, and let's get you just a little bit of info on the Cowboys. And they are out of District 32 5A, and the Cowboys. They were the third place team out of 32 5A, and right now their record overall 21-6-1, and leading things off for the Cowboys is going to be number 13, Christopher Salceda. He's the first baseman, playing left field, and batting second, number 1, Alejandro Torres. Batting third, the catcher, number 16, Marcos Salinas. In the cleanup spot, the shortstop, number 15, Leobardo Garcia. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 8, Diego Rivera. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 14, Juan Segoviano. Batting seventh and playing third base, number 6, Osir Medrano. Batting eighth for the Cowboys, and on the mound, number 2, Omar Banda. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 11, Aaron Hernandez. So that is starting lineup for Brownsville Porter. They are the visitors here in this ball game. Looks like they're wearing blue jerseys, gray caps, and I believe their colors are blue and white or blue and silver. The Cowboys out of Brownsville, Texas. And let's go ahead and get you the starting lineup for the home team, the Carroll Tigers. They were the fourth place finish in District 29 5A. Overall, they are 19-13-1, and the Tigers leading things off will be the center fielder, number 20, Gilbert Gonzalez. Batting second and playing second base, number 9, J.J. Bush. Batting third for Carroll, the third baseman, number 19, Easton Hewitt. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 22, Diego Cardenas. Batting fifth for Carroll, right fielder, number 8, Nick Matrides. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 3, E.J. Cantu. And Cantu will bat for the pitcher, number 1, D.J. Dudney. Batting seventh for Carroll, shortstop, number 10, Christian Martinez. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 12, Dave Palomo. And batting ninth for the Tigers, left fielder, number 2, Chris Chavez.
Now for the Carroll Tigers, obviously we said DJ Dundee on the mound today. Had a pretty good senior campaign so far with a 1.20 ERA, 4 wins, 1 loss only. He pitched 41 innings and struck out 47. Batters are batting .209 against him. And on the other side for Brownsville Porter, we have Omar Banda. Omar Banda's 3-2 with 30 innings on the year. And
now the starting lineup for your home team, Carroll Tigers. Leading off and playing center field, number 20, Gilbert Gonzalez.
here we go.
Found him.
Lost it there for a second. No, but Banda has been very good for the Cowboys here, and 3-2 record. And it's going to be a pitcher's duel here today, and we'll see who can get the edge early on in the. You're going to throw the most first pitch strikes, because that's going to be the most important for each side of the teams today.
You know, we looked at it. We were looking at Omar Banda, just a freshman, Andrew,
Right.
coming in here, and he's been good for the Cowboys this season. And what an effort they've gotten from the freshman. And on the other side, DJ Dudney, the senior, and he's been great for the Carroll Tigers since he came back from injury. So should be a great ball game between these two teams. And we're going to pause briefly to bring you guys the national anthem. So don't go anywhere. Blast Vision live from Cabinets Field.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we take this occasion to inform and remind students and fans of the proper etiquette during flag ceremonies. The United States flag is a symbol of our great country, and accordingly, all of us should honor that symbol by standing, placing our right hands over our hearts, and gentlemen should remove your hats. Remember, silence is a form of respect, and everyone should remain standing until the national anthem is played.
Ladies and gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts.
3, 2, 1, 0.
It's game time.
Lift off.
So sit back and enjoy the ride right here on Blast Vision.
Welcome back to the Stable Street Meat Market broadcast booth. Jake Vasquez and Andrew Hernandez for you here in this ball game, game one of this best of three series between these two teams. And Andrew, you know, always important to win game one, right?
Right.
But I talked about it yesterday at the Veterans Memorial game, and you know, with the weather that might be coming in, all the more important to get the win in game one, because if you get washed out tomorrow, then it becomes a one-game series, and the winner of game one moves on.
Right, just like you said, game one always important, and then you know that the weather adds on more pressure because you never know what the weather's going to do, especially down here in South Texas. But I think the biggest takeaway of today's game is if you see the flags out in center field, they're blowing straight out to the left. So the most important part for both pitchers on each side is keep the ball down and see if their defense can, you know, keep the ball in front and not make too many mistakes and shoot themselves in the foot.
I agree completely with that assessment right there. And so let's talk a little bit about this starting pitcher, DJ Dudney. Let's get his defensive alignment first. In the outfield, left to right, you've got Chavez, Gonzalez, and Matrides. And in the infield, Cardenas at first, Bush at second, Martinez the shortstop, Hewitt at third, and Palomo behind the dish. And DJ Dudney, you know, Andrew, I know you were away at school, and so you didn't get a chance to watch these teams, but I'm going to tell you what, this Carroll Tiger Ball Club, you know, they struggled early on, and they lost some close ball games. Nick Matrides was the man early in the season, and, you know, he took some tough losses as these Carroll Tigers were trying to get healthy. And once this young man right here, DJ Dudney, came back, they became a totally different ball club. The attitude of the Tigers, it just completely changed the mentality, and they started to believe. And I told Coach Marcelo last week, it's something special when you get us to believe, and that's where they're at right now, Andrew.
Right. You know, and I know they started off, you know, not the way they wanted to early on in the season. You know, I want to say they started off 0-6 in district play, and you know that's kind of hard to come back from. But if you have a strong coach and a strong team that's bought in, you know, that locker room conversation probably went a little like, you know, hey, this is our time. We got to do it now. We can't do it later. And, you know, they really propelled themselves into a playoff spot.
Here we go. First pitch to Christopher Salceda, misses up for ball one. So officially underway at 6:58. 6:58 our first pitch. And we'll get you some stats on Salceda here in just a sec. There's a strike. So Salceda, the first baseman for the Porter Cowboys, and he bats from the left side.
Yeah, Salcedo's batting .387 on the year, 73 plate appearances. He's got, let's see, 24 hits on the year, 9 RBIs, 7 doubles, and 2 home runs. So an extra base hit machine out of the leadoff spot for the Cowboys.
And he is a senior. He is a 2-1 count right now. And that one is going to be grounded softly over to Hewitt at third, on to first base in time. And there is one away.
Left fielder number 1, Alejandro Torres.
That's going to bring up Alejandro Torres, the left fielder for the Cowboys. So Torres will dig in from the right side.
Torres is a freshman this year, batting .196. Not the campaign he hoped for in his first year, but you know he's here for the Cowboys and ready to get his first at bat.
And that pitch, first pitch from Dudney, going to miss low and outside. 1-0 the count. From the windup, here comes the pitch, and again missing low and outside. So 2-0 on Torres.
Dudney's not missing by much. You know, it's one of those adjustments that's going to be made throughout the game, but you know where he's missing is not bad right now. And
that pitch going to miss outside for ball 3. So 3-0 the count. and a pitcher sitting right next to me right here who should know a thing or two about that. And you know, early on in the game, Andrew, you trying to get a feel for the umpire strike zone as well?
Right. I mean, you want to throw first pitch strikes, but at the same time, you're not trying to throw it right down the middle.
And it's going to be a one-out walk issued to Torres, so runner at first base for the Cowboys, and it's going to bring up their catcher, number 6, Marcos Salinas.
Now, right now, it's very important right now for Dudney to get back in the zone and really get a ground ball right here and get him a 2-ball right here. Salinas, a junior, probably the best hitter for the Cowboys, batting .404 on the year, 19 hits, 7 RBIs, 4 doubles, and only 1 long ball on the year.
He does just what you said right there, first pitch strike.
You know, the past 4 balls that he threw, it looked like he was trying to overthrow. That one, he really put itself in his mind just to throw it down the middle and get himself a stride, get ahead early.
Now pitching from the stretch, and he's going to miss outside, and what a great job by Palomo, the freshman catcher for the Carroll Tigers. And we've talked about him, Palomo, you know, tough enough to be a catcher and then a freshman, and he has started for them all season long, and he's done a great job behind the dish for the Carroll Tigers. And right there, man, he keeps the runner at first base.
Right. I mean, getting thrown in the fire as a freshman is hard enough, and then to produce is another thing, and another great block right there.
2 and 1 to
it's
count.
not an easy job, but I'm pretty sure that the coaching staff for Carroll has really helped him, and you know, try not to make the moment too big for him. And he looks like, you know, if you look at him, he doesn't look like a freshman, but obviously he is.
2-1 pitch on the way, and Dudney misses up, so 3 and 1 the count. Yeah, I got a chance to talk to him. He was in our pregame show, Dave Palomo, and you see him up close, and he's got that little baby face,
right.
You know, and he was a little nervous in the interview. But, you know, one of the things that I told him, Drew, is I said, you know, well, you got 3 more years, man. You better work on this interview business. And that was going to be popped up, going to get out of play first base side. So that's going to bring us to a full count here on Salinas. Torres, the runner over at first base, 1 down here in the top of the first, just underway. So if you're just joining us, you haven't missed anything yet.
A lot of fastballs here. I mean, he's been all over the zone kind of, so it's kind of hard to set up that breaking ball when you're all over the zone.
Up and in, and that actually gets a piece of Salinas. So hit by a pitch. No intention there, as Drew mentioned. You know, Dudney still, he's trying to work things out right here in the first inning, and he misses up and in, and it looks like Salinas is okay. So Torres will advance to second base, first and second for Leobardo Garcia, the Cowboy shortstop.
And you said Palomo is a freshman, but you know, that's real mature of him to go out there and, you know, talk to his pitcher and say, hey man, like, let's go get back in the zone. You're 1 pitch away, you'll be fine.
Got a score update from our buddy Rudy Trevino. Rudy is supposed to be on vacation. I don't know why he is watching this ball game, but but thank you, Rudy. 5-1 sitting in the top of the 7th inning in a game that they need to win. They lost game 1 of that series, so win right there would tie up the series, and no, that's certainly what they're trying to do, sitting Pirates. So Garcia, the batter, and Dudney starts him off with a strike.
That's going to be the most important for Dundee here tonight. Get ahead early, first pitch strikes. Not try to do too much. Let your defense around you work.
Quick peek over to second base. Here comes the 0-1, and he's going to miss up with it. 1-1.
So Garcia batting here, batting .351 in the year. He's got 20 hits and 12 RBIs. Tied for the most on the team with 2 home runs on the year.
And the 1-1 pitch going to miss up.
Tried to go with the breaking ball, but it kind of just backed up on him.
So 2-1 to count.
I'd like to see Dudney stay more to the zone. He's kind of pulling off towards the other dugout, and it's kind of making his pitches stay up in a way, or, you know, towards the haters like he hit the last batter. Pick off here. Just keep him honest.
That push the second baseman coming in for the pickoff attempt over at second base, but Torres gets back in time. So Salinas at first, Torres at second, one down. The batter, Leo Garcia. And ball 3 right there, so 3-1 the count. I didn't get to see game 1. The Tigers did lose game 1 of the series last week. They lost here at home with Dudney on the mound. I didn't get a chance to see him. We were actually away. Rudy did get a chance to see him. Rudy had that game. Swing and a miss. Went off speed on him.
I think it was just a fastball. I think Garcia was just trying to pull the ball. And I think, his stuff is good when he's in the zone, but he's not been really around the zone. So let's see if he can stay in it.
And he gets him
right there.
Outside corner, called strike 3 and 2 down. That's a big out right there. They do not want to let the Cowboys score first here. So a big out. And it looks like we'll have now a courtesy runner over at first base. See if we can get a number on the young man. The red number's hard to see.
Number
12?
I
think so. Yeah, I think you're right. So he'll courtesy run for the catcher.
Kevin Garcia.
And Dudney starts with
ahead
a
early
strike.
again. Good for him. Really needs to get back in the zone after his first 2 guys. Was all over the place, but he's really settled down right here.
Outside corner, called strike 2.
Dudney's arm slide's kind of 3/4, and the ball's going to tail back towards the home plate, so it's kind of that arm side run, but he's controlling on the other side of the plate, which is good for him. Hard pitch to hit.
Strike 3 called on 3 pitches, and like you said, got himself into a little trouble, but able to find it, and he gets the out right there. So for the Cowboys, no runs, no hits, no errors. They did leave 2 runners on. Our score, Cowboys 0, Tigers coming to bat. Top of the order, Gonzalez, Bush, and Hewitt. Listen to Blast Vision live from Cabinets Field.
With the sun staying out later and the weather getting warmer, get out and grill. Staple Street Meat Market has the best selection of quality meats for your next barbecue. Known for their Angus beef fajitas, smoked sausages, and new authentic family recipe, Ponle brand spices. Like us on Facebook and never miss our weekly specials. We're located at 7626 South Staple Street, number 111 in Kings Crossing. But coming soon, our new location at 7418 South Staple Street is set to open in early 2022. Staple Street Meat Market, proud supporters of South Texas Athletics.
Rick Sines with Z-Bart of Corpus Christi is a proud supporter of South Texas Athletics. Stop by their location at 4535 Everhart for auto alarms, window tint, diamond gloss, auto detailing, rhino linings, and more. Call 361-985-9274 for more information or to make an appointment. Z-Bart, it's us or rust.
Welcome back to the Staple Street Meat Market broadcast booth. Jake Vasquez and Andrew Hernandez here with you in this ball game. Game 1 of this best of 3 series between the Carroll Tigers and the Brownsville Porter Cowboys. And we are in the bottom of the first inning, no score. And due up for the Tigers, of course, top of the order, Gonzalez, Bush, and Hewitt. And DJ Dudney got himself into a little bit of a jam there in the first inning, but did a great job. Came back, pounded the strike zone, and got himself out. A couple of strikeouts in that inning for the young man. If I remember correctly, did he strike out the side?
I believe he did.
I believe he did,
yeah,
right?
He did. He struck out the side, walked the first guy, hit the second one, started working that fastball away. Like I said, the arm side run going back into the plate, kind of hard pitch to hit, but he was really controlling it, dialing it in. They couldn't catch up to it and caught him looking a couple times.
So did a great job there, and And here we go. Gilbert Gonzalez going to lead things off for the Tigers here in the bottom of the first inning. This young man, definitely a leader on this team. He is a senior.
Gonzalez batting .360 on the year, 104 plate appearances, 26 runs scored, 31 hits, 16 RBIs, 10 doubles, 4 triples, and 3 home runs.
Let's get you the defensive alignment for the Cowboys. In the outfield, Torres, Hernandez, and Rivera left to right. Banda on the mound, and he delivers the first pitch high for ball 1. In the infield, Salceda at first, Segoviano at second, Garcia the shortstop, Medrano at third, and Salinas behind the dish. So Omar Banda, the freshman, on the mound, and that 1-0 pitch is going to be fouled off first base side, out of play, 1-1.
Like we said before, Banda 3-2 on the year, 1.07 ERA as a freshman. That's a pretty good campaign. 39 and 1/3 inning pitched on the year. Breaking ball that just kind of backed up. Didn't miss by much though.
So 2-1 to count on Gonzalez.
I think the best stat for Banda is his K to walk ratio. Struck out 49 batters on the year and he's only walked 11.
Misses with the 2-1 pitch, so 3-1 to count. He's a pretty tall young man for a freshman.
Yeah, like I said, doesn't look like a freshman, but, you know, I feel like a lot of people don't look like what their age is nowadays. You got some 15-year-olds looking like they're 20, facial hair and everything. So.
And the flowing hair is what's in right now, Andrew. Yeah. The flow.
I could never go a flow. I always wanted to, but I couldn't hop on the train.
So a leadoff walk issued to Gonzalez. That's going to bring J.J. Bush to the plate. And you know, the funny thing about these two young men, I'm talking to Coach Marcelo, and they are super competitive to begin with, but they're competitive with each other. So, you know, Bush going to be, he's always looking for a base hit, but he's definitely going to be looking for a base hit after a Gonzalez walk, just to show, you know, one-up him right there, you know.
Right. I mean, competition between your teammates is, you know, always brings out the best in each other, and it helps you grow as a team and kind of jive together, build that team camaraderie.
And these two are all about it, ribbing each other even in practice the other day when I was here talking with them. And a 1-0 pitch gonna miss low and inside, so 2-0 the count.
Fastball's not missing much on that side of the plate. Get some stats on Bush here. Bush is a Morgan County Junior College commit, batting .423 on the year, 30 hits, 21 RBIs, 14 doubles, and 6 triples.
Ground ball, hard hit up the middle. Gonzalez gonna round second, head for third. And Bush kind of in between over there, waiting for the throw to come in, but he's gonna stay put at first base, so a single for Bush, first and third for the Tigers, and Easton Hewitt to the plate.
Great piece of hitting right there by Bush. He was up in the count, looking for a fastball, looking for his pitch. He got it in, hit it right back up the middle, not trying to do too much with it.
So first and third here for the sophomore Easton Hewitt.
Batting .298 on the year. 10 doubles, 16 RBIs. A lot of Carroll Tigers on this team that have 10-plus RBIs, which is good for their offense. See if they can get it going early.
And that's going to be another RBI for Easton Hewitt. Hits the ball sharply through the left side and drives in Gonzalez from third. So first and second for the Tigers. Still nobody out. And here comes first baseman Diego Cardenas.
Really good piece of hitting there. First pitch curveball by Banda, left it up in the zone, and he made him pay for it.
So Diego Cardenas will dig in.
Cardenas, the senior, batting .289 on the year. Another 10-plus RBI man. right at 10.
And that one's going to get past the diving effort of Segoviano, the second baseman. They'll hold up Bush at third, but they're loaded up. Still nobody out for the right fielder, Nick Matrides.
Carroll Tigers jumping on first pitches really early. Putting a lot of pressure on Banda to make those pitches even more. Because at this point, you know, Banda's going to start saying, okay, they're hitting my curveball, they're hitting my fastball. What do I have to do more? Now he's going to try to start aiming, and, you know, you never want to start aiming as a pitcher. So he's got to settle in. He's got no outs, bases loaded, see what they can do right here.
You're going to bring the infield in, are the Cowboys, with the bases loaded, nobody out. So Matrides will dig in for the Tigers. And first pitch low and outside, 1-0.
Matrides batting .355 on the year, 18 RBIs. It's one of the tops in the Carroll Tigers lineup.
There's
nice breaking ball right there.
Want to shout out to Justin Perales, also checking in, another young man who should be on vacation. Pitching the turf. Not far enough away, though, for Bush to advance, so everybody has to stay put. And the catcher, Salinas, did a good job, got to it quickly, found it, first of all, got to find it.
Yeah, I mean, it should have been kept in front, hit off the back of his heel, kind of kicked away, but like you said, didn't go too far. Got it real quick. Bond in the same boat as Dudney, falling behind the count on early batters.
Here comes a 2-1. He's from the windup, and there's a strike. 2-2.
Be a big out number one, because now you're middle infield. If you get this out right here, you can push the middle infield back and play double play depth.
Ground ball hit to the shortstop. The play is at home. Now he'll throw it to first base, and it's wild. Man, what a job, though, by Salceda, the first baseman, with the ups right there. Kept that ball from getting away, and landed right on his back on the base right there. But, man, what a play over there. That ball gets away, and that's definitely a run.
Right.
So they prevent the Tigers from scoring. They get one out at home plate. They force Bush, but the bases are still loaded. One down for E.J. Cantu.
This is a hard play for the catcher, you know. He had to get rid of the ball quick. He couldn't move out of the lane to try to make a clear throw. Luckily, the first baseman made a pretty athletic play to keep the ball in front.
So EJ digs in from the right side, or left side rather. And takes a strike. Matrides at first, Cardenas at second, Hewitt at third.
A lot of first pitch strikes from Banda. Now, yes, some of them have been hit and they turn into run, but you know, getting ahead early is a good thing.
Breaking pitch misses outside, so a ball and a strike to Cantu.
Cantu, just a sophomore, batting .350, 12 RBIs, 21 hits on the year.
And Banda delivers the 1-1 pitch low. 2-1. Want to say hello to Pete Acuna watching as well. So hello, Pete. I think we might have got everybody on the chat at this point. There's a guy right here you might know, Magic 81. 2-1 pitch, fouled off, third base side, out of play. Got a great ball game going on at the softball field as well, and try and see if I can see the score out there. But it is the Carroll Tigers and the Ray Texans, a playoff matchup between those two teams. Softball there in the quarterfinals round, and I can't see the score. Actually, the sign is in the way. That pitch is going to be popped up into left center, drifting over Hernandez. Tagging is Hewitt. The throw comes in, but a sac fly for E.J. Cantu and a 2-0 Carroll Tiger lead.
There's no way the center fielder was going to get the cutoff in and get it home, so they just made the smart throw and cut off the third. Try to get that runner at second.
Matrides and Cardenas stay put at first and second. So first and second with 2 outs for Christian Martinez. Martinez, one of those young men who was injured. He missed some time early in the season and really starting to swing the bat a lot better as of late. First pitch
breaker. Get me over curveball right there.
And an 0-1 count on Martinez.
Martinez, another senior in this lineup. This lineup for the Carroll Tigers is very mature and got a lot of upperclassmen. Another breaking ball in there for strike.
So an 0-2 count. And a score update from Gregory Portland. The Wildcats are up 1-0 in that ball game after the first inning. So 1-0 Wildcat lead over Sherryland. The Wildcats with a 1-0 series lead, so they can sweep with a win today. Swing and a miss for Christian Martinez, and that'll do it for the Tigers. But they do score 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors, and there was 2 men left on base. So after 1 inning to play, 2-0 Tigers. Segoviano, Medrano, and Banda due up when we come back. Last Vision live from Cabinets Field.
Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram of Corpus Christi is a proud supporter of South Texas athletics. Come by and see us at 4313 South Staples in Ottotown. We'd like to wish all of the local teams the best of luck this season from your friends at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram. .361hsblast.com, your newest source for Coastal Bend 5A baseball and football news. Matt Rogers, Jake Vasquez, George Vondercheck, Stu Duncan, and Pete Garcia, positively spotlighting student athletes, coaches, programs, and schools through insightful features, video, game stories, stats, fan polls, schedules, rosters, and so much more. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. 361hsblast.com. Come check us out.
Welcome back to the Stable Street Meat Market broadcast booth. Jake Vasquez, Andrew Hernandez in the booth for you this evening in this first game of best of 3 series between Brownsville Porter and the Carroll Tigers. And we are headed to the top of the second inning. Tigers scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the first to take a 2-0 lead. So due up for Porter will be 6, 7, 8 in the order. Segoviano, Medrano, and Banda. Juan Segoviano, the second baseman, will lead things off. Bats from the left side. DJ Dudney back out on the mound for the Carroll Tigers. And Dudney from the windup. First pitch strike. So a good way to start the second inning there.
Yeah, I mean, the momentum of striking out the side last inning kind of propelled him. He's, in my mind, I think he's in the groove already. Let's see if he can come back with another strike, as he does right there.
Yeah, gets a swing and a miss right there from Segoviano. So quickly ahead, 0-2. Gonna miss outside.
Try to elevate the fastball there, get him to chase, but just missed too far outside.
See if we can get you some stats here for Segoviano, the Cowboys second baseman. Soft ground ball, right side, fielded by Cardenas. The flip over to Dudney at first base covering, and they do get the out. Close one over there at first base, but they get it done. Nice job by Cardenas. And Dudney getting over there quickly. So 3-1 if you're scoring at home on the put out. It's going to bring up Medrano.
Medrano batting 157 on the year. Only 8 hits, 6 RBIs.
Fouls off the first offering from Dudney, so an 0-1 count.
Another first pitch strike.
Medrano, the third baseman for Porter. Swing and a miss. That pitch was at the letters.
Little arm side run on the fastball. Just got on him really too quick, and he couldn't catch up to it.
This is outside with the 0-2, so 1-2 the count on Medrano.
Try to go fastball elevator there again. Missed too much outside. See if they go back to it. Let's see, they go breaking ball.
Just missing outside with the 1-2 pitch, so the count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 down, base is empty in the top of the second. Tigers with a 2-0 lead. And he misses low and outside. So full count on Medrano. Osir Medrano. And he just misses outside with a 3-2. So a 1-out walk and a runner at first base for the Cowboys. That's going to bring up the pitcher, Omar Banda.
Medrano draws his 8th walk of the year. And I'll bring up the pitcher.
Dimensions here at Cabinets Field. We didn't get those to you early on, but 318 down the line in right, 319 in left, and 394 straightaway center field. The wind is blowing from right to left here at Cabinets Field. And the first pitch misses outside, so a 1-0 count on Banda. The wind normally blowing out at Cabinets Field, and it is blowing a little bit out, but more left to right.
Wind,
yeah.
Banda batting 196 on the year, 12 RBIs.
Takes ball 2.
Not missing by much, but the most important thing in high school baseball, you know, they made the rule a couple years ago, pitch count. He's got a lot of guys 0-2, and they've tried to go to elevated fastballs. It hasn't gone his way. Let's see if they'll start going away from that and just start attacking more.
He does just that. And gets a called strike 1, so a 2-1 count now on Banda. Medrano, the runner over at first base, gets his lead. Cardenas holding him on. Here comes the pitch, and that one's going to be hit sharply but foul on the first base side. I think it made it into the bullpen over there along the first base side. So 2-2. Justin kind of poking fun on the chat board when I said that we couldn't see it because of the sign, but the softball field game, swing and a miss, and Banda goes down swinging, 2 away. It's going to bring up the center fielder Aaron Hernandez.
It's a good pitch right there from Dudney. The fastball before that he fouled off, he was pretty late on it, so they went back to it, got it in on his hands, couldn't catch up to it.
Hernandez batting from the left side. Here comes the pitch and starts him off with a strike. And just for Justin, you know, just so he knows, we moved the table to the other side. And so he really can't see it because the Ray Texan sign is in the way of the scoreboard now. Wanted to try and stay out of the sun. Ground ball, left side, and it's going to be fair. Fielded by Hewitt over to first base. What a
Great
scoop
pitch
by Cardenas over
Great
there.
pitch.
Man, a great play on both sides, and Hewitt flashing the leather, and Cardenas with the scoop, and they will retire Hernandez for out number 3. So for the Cowboys, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on, and we head to the bottom of the second inning. Tigers will send up 8, 9, and 1. Palomo, Chavez, and Gonzalez up 2-0. Last Vision Live from Cabinets Field.
Johnny Luna with AutoNation Chevrolet, Cadillac, GMC, and Buick, inviting everyone into the dealership to take a look at the inventory, including brand new 2021 models. But wait, there's more. AutoNation also has the biggest selection of pre-owned cars in town. Free window tint with purchase of any vehicle when you mention you heard this ad on Blast Vision Live. Come and get sold and rolled.
When I think of Snowball, I think of the hot Corpus summers of my childhood and trips to the original Snowball located at 3830 Baldwin. And now, Snowball 2 has taken that Corpus Christi staple to the south side. Located at 7114 Saratoga, they're your one-stop shop for your favorite snacks. Frito pies, hot Cheetos and cheese, hot dogs, pickles, candy apples, and ice cream. And of course, those amazing snowballs you remember from back when you were a kid.
Welcome back to the Staples Street Meat Market broadcast booth. Jake Vasquez and Andrew Hernandez in the booth for you this evening. We got the Carroll Tigers and the Brownsville Porter Cowboys. Carroll Tigers with a 2-0 lead here in game 1 of this best-of-3 series. And we are in the top of the third. Bottom of the second. We had it right. Losing my mind. I need to stay on my side over here. we got a score update for you. I know, and he's doing a great job, and I'm second guessing over here. Looks like Cal Allen with a 5-0 lead over Pearsall. That's a 1-game playoff.
The breaking ball calls in the strike.
De Palomo at the plate for the Carroll Tigers, and Banda starts him off with the strike.
Palomo is a freshman batting .356 on the year. Pretty good freshman campaign.
Ground ball, left side, backhanded by Garcia, the shortstop, over to Sauceda, and a nice scoop over there by Sauceda as well. So back-to-back plays with nice scoops at first base. I know Justin Perales would certainly appreciate that. So one down for the left fielder, Chris Chavez.
You know, they always told us when you're playing on turf as an infielder, the turf is your best friend. It's not going to get a bad hop like, sometimes the grass will. Throw it off the turf if you have to.
Chavez looks at ball one low. So we got another score update. Actually, I don't have a score. I could probably look it up. But Sinton gets the win in Game 2, forcing a Game 3 in that series. And they'll start that Game 3 in about 30 minutes. So ball 2 to Chavez. And I'm start looking up those scores for you guys. Looks like Gregory Portland still with a 1-0 lead over Sherryland there in the bottom of the second. That game being played in Portland. 2-0 pitch, a hot shot right back to Banda. He fields it, fires over to first base in time, 2 away.
PFPs, always practice them. That's the scariest thing as a pitcher.
I was about to ask you that question, man, because I cannot imagine, man, that was hit sharply too.
Well, and that's the thing. Sometimes the first reaction when the ball is getting hit back to you, you jump. No matter how hard the ball is hit, you jump. So sometimes the ball will be hit softer than you think, and then the ball just rolls past you, and then you look like you're a fool. You're a fool just because you misjudged the ball.
Gonzalez at the plate for the Tigers, and Banda starts him off with the strike. Gonzalez, no official at bat, walked and came around to score his first time up. And the Wildcats, they are in the bottom of the second inning. The Cal Allen Wildcats with a 5-0 lead over Pearsall put up a 5 spot in the bottom of the second. Still batting, runners at the corners with 2 outs for Cal Allen. So we'll continue to check on that. 1-1 count here on Gonzalez. 2 down, bases empty. Ground ball right side. Segoviano, the second baseman, gobbles it up over to first in time. So the Tigers go in order here in the bottom of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on base. So we head to the top of the third. Carroll Tigers with a 2-0 lead. Blast Vision live from Cabinets Field.
Chris Bernal with LB21 Tournaments US SSA Baseball, hosting the best youth baseball tournaments in South Texas. Best youth baseball tournaments in South Texas at the all-new turf fields in Portland, Texas. LB21, supporting high school baseball in the Coastal Bend area.
Looking to expand your customer base? Hit a home run and advertise right here on Blast Vision. For more information, contact Jake Vasquez at 361-434-0705. That's 361-434-0705. Join us and show your support for South Texas athletics.
Welcome back to the Stable Street Meat Market broadcast booth. Jake Vasquez and Andrew Hernandez in the booth for you. We are in the top of the third. We played 2 innings of baseball here at Cabinets Field, and the Carroll Tigers with a 2-0 lead. Porter will send up top of the order Salceda, Torres, and Salinas. And we're going to wait to turn on the crowd, Mike, because they play the music a little bit loud here, you know, just a little bit. And we've been getting flagged quite a bit.
It's kind of hard to hear each other talk right next to each other, so I mean, the music gets kind of loud. But we did get a final score from the Sinton game, game 2, 5-1 Sinton.
5-1 Sinton, and they'll start in about half hour, and we'll try and check in on them here in just a bit. Salceda takes first pitch low for ball 1. And Salceda, he's 0 for 1 in the ball game, grounded out to Hewitt his first time up. Dudney delivers a 1-0 pitch and a chopper right back to him. He's going to have to wait for it to come down. The underhand flip over to Cardenas in time. 1 away. Another
Just
one
an
right
easy
back.
toss right there, right back to the mound. Didn't have to do much. Could have walked into the first base, but gave him a slight toss.
So 1 down, base is empty for Alejandro Torres. And he drew a 4-pitch walk his first time up. That was in the first inning, so no official at bat. Torres digs in for the second time. And Dudney kind of yanks one. 1-0 count. And Drew, now you can relax a little bit. You don't got to do any more stats.
I know. Like
I had him working.
The first part of the lineup. Now everybody's kind of caught up with the stats.
1-0 pitch, low and outside, 2-0. We just threw you in the fire, like literally.
I was ready for it. I was ready for the challenge.
You did a great
Never
job.
shy away from it.
You did a great job, my man. I told him right before we went on the air, hey, can you look up the stats for both of these two teams? Jumped right in and did all the stats, and huge help, my man, huge help. 2-0 pitch is in there for a strike, so 2-1 to count here on Torres. To be able to get a pitcher's perspective is pretty awesome as well, Drew.
It's going to hit him.
Yep, too far inside, and it gets a piece of Torres, so.
That reflected and hit the catcher. Not a good feeling. Especially
sounded
when you're not
weird,
expecting it.
right? It just kind of sounded weird.
It hit the batter's arm, then it reflected and hit him underneath the padding on in his catcher's gear, right on the side of the ribs. But luckily it was a deflection and not straight off.
Absolutely. So Torres at first base, hit by a pitch. That's going to bring up Marcos Salinas, the Cowboy catcher, and he was hit by a pitch his first time up as well. So no official at bat.
See if Dudney can settle down right here, get his pitch count going, keep it low, and get a ground ball right here. Get himself out of the inning.
Gets a swing and a miss on that first offering. Pickoff move over to first base, not in time. Cardenas holding the runner over at first. Dudney leaning in for the sign. Quick peek over to first. It comes set about the chest. And here comes the pitch. Low and outside.
Just
1-1.
Some base running set for the Cowboys. They've stolen 48 bags on the year in 28 games. Torres has 7 of those alone, so see if he'll be on the move here.
One pitch gonna miss up. 2-1 the count. If you're watching for the first time, Blast Vision, if you happen to be from Brownsville or watching from somewhere else, Cabinets Field is a turf field with the exception of the mound. So the mound is still dirt, and I was reminded of that when Dudney kind of kicked the dirt. Popped up, first base side, got it us the first baseman, squeezes it 2 away.
It's a good job by Dudney. Getting behind in the count early, coming back with some strikes, not trying to overpower him, just trying to get in the strike zone, let the defense work.
So Torres at first base, but 2 outs now for Leobardo Garcia. And Garcia is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Dudney with the throw to first base, not in time. Torres over at first. He was hit by a pitch. There's a strike.
Good frame by Paloma. It was a low pitch, but he stole a strike for them. It's always good when you have a catcher that can frame pitches and steal strikes from you.
And that's been the biggest compliment that Palomo has had, Drew. So funny that you should, almost got a car coming into the ballpark right there on that foul ball, 0-2 count. And I was saying, that's one of the biggest compliments that Palomo's been given, and Coach Marcelo was one of the ones who gave me that compliment of his freshman catcher, is that he does a good job back there behind the plate, framing pitches, and Dudley, Matrides, this entire staff, they love to throw to him.
Right. I mean, it builds your pitcher's confidence because he's thinking that, those are strikes, they're calling them strikes, and gives the umpire confidence thinking that he's calling a good game back there. Not trying to make the moment too big on either side.
There goes the runner, 1-2 pitch is up, and the throw down to second base is in time. A great throw by Palomo. Give him credit for that one as well. And they will tag Torres out for out number 3. So for the Cowboys, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tigers with a 2-0 lead, and they will come to bat. Last Vision live from Cabinets Field.
With the sun staying out later and the weather getting warmer, get out and grill. Staple Street Meat Market has the best selection of quality meats for your next barbecue. Known for their Angus beef fajitas, smoked sausages, and new authentic family recipe Ponle brand spices. Like us on Facebook and never miss our weekly specials. We're located at 7626 South Staple Street, number 111 in Kings Crossing. But coming soon, our new location at 7418 South Staple Street is set to open in early 2022. Staple Street Meat Market, proud supporters of South Texas Athletics.
Rick Sines with Z-Bart of Corpus Christi is a proud supporter of South Texas Athletics. Stop by their location at 4535 Everhart for auto alarms, window tint, diamond gloss, auto detailing, rhino linings, and more. Call 361-985-9274 for more information or to make an appointment. Z-Bart, it's us or rust.
Welcome back to the Staple Street Meat Market broadcast booth. Jake Vasquez and Andrew Hernandez. Game 1 of this best-of-3 series between Brownsville Porter and the Carroll Tigers. And the Tigers with a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. They'll send up 2, 3, 4 in the order. Bush, Hewitt, and Cardenas. And Omar Banda back out on the mound for the Cowboys. And first pitch, this is outside. Bush is 1 for 1 in the ball game, singled in the first.
Let's see if he's hitting fastball after he threw the breaking ball for a ball. Got the fastball, just wasn't a strike.
Yeah, he missed outside with it, so a 2-0 count on Bush.
Should be sitting dead red right here. Not trying to do too much. Looking for one pitch. They can come to you.
And that pitch is going to miss low, so 3-0. Now let me ask you, Drew, I know that you're a pitcher. You also did some catching when you played for Moody, and everybody gets the hit, right? What was your favorite?
My favorite pitch to hit?
Well, what was your favorite? Did you like hitting? Did you like pitching? Did you
I would
catching?
like to say I like to hit, but I wasn't a very good hitter.
At least you're honest.
Yeah. I mean, if I was a good enough hitter, I would be playing in college. But no, I really like playing the field. As much as I love pitching now, playing the field was always my strong suit.
That 3-1 pitch is popped up, third base side, racing over the third baseman, and takes it kind of off the shoulder. Little collision right there with his catcher, Salinas. So that was Medrano and Salinas, and Medrano, he's a big boy, and they kind of ran into each other. I wonder if maybe the baseball.
I think it was a shoulder check. They kind of
shoulder check,
miscommunication, and just a shoulder check right into him. They were both looking up, not really knowing where they were going. Just hope he's all right. Yeah,
absolutely hope he's all right, and we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break because it looks like they're checking on him, and certainly hope that he is okay. So we're going to take a quick break. While they do that, we'll be right back. Blast Vision Live from Cabinets Field.
Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram of Corpus Christi is a proud supporter of South Texas athletics. Come by and see us at 4313 South Staples in Ottotown. We'd like to wish all of the local teams the best of luck this season from your friends at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram.
And we're back. Stable Street Meat Market broadcast booth here at Cabinets Field, and it looks like Medrano is okay. So certainly we're hoping that he was okay. A little, like Drew said, maybe a little shoulder check with his third baseman, Medrano. And, wow, okay, we've got
a from the softball field. Just saw a home run hit, but unfortunately for the Lady Texans, they're down 14-3, trailing the Carroll Tigers.
And I believe we were told the Carroll Tigers won game
one. They
one.
won game one in a close game, 1-0.
So this would be.
I believe it's full count.
Or 3-1, 3-1 count.
3-1.
Oh,
right?
full count.
It's
Full count. Yeah,
right.
full count.
I think I forgot to mark the foul ball.
So if the Carroll Tigers, who are in full command over there in game 2, win that ball game, the Lady Tigers will sweep the Ray Texans in the quarterfinal round. And a swing and a miss for J.J. Bush. So he will go down swinging for out number 1. It's going to bring up Easton Hewitt, the Tiger third baseman.
Now, I know it didn't go the way Bush wanted to, but he had a really deep count right there. And, like I said before, the pitch counts in high school are really important. So just to work the pitch count is a takeaway as a win.
First pitch to Hewitt in the turf, 1-0. Easton, an RBI single in his first at bat. He also came around to score a run for the Tigers. That was in the first inning, so 1 for 1, Easton Hewitt. That pitch in there for a strike. 1-1. Had a question on the chat about, so Frank Speda checking in, and he said, when does Sitten play again? They play again in 30 minutes. So at this point, probably about 15 minutes.
Sounds about right.
1-1 pitch, lifted into right field, and Rivera, the right fielder, is there, 2 away.
It was a good piece of hitting to sit on the breaking ball. Just they were positioned right on the money right there. They're not going to be playing too deep in right field. Like you said, the crosswind's going to hold everything up. If it gets put over your head, you got to tip your hat.
So Cardenas will dig in, and Diego with an RBI single himself. Actually, no, his single loaded up the bases. So, but he is 1 for 1, singled in the first. Starts him off with the breaking pitch that misses up, 1-0. And Magic 81 said the Coyotes have put up a run in the first inning, so 1-0 Alice in that game. That's game 2. Coyotes won game 1, so we'll check in on those guys. Looks like an 8-0 Cal Allen Wildcat lead over Pearsall there in the top of the 4th. That's a 1-game playoff. Swing and a miss. 1-1 to count. Gregory Portland clinging to that 1-0 lead over Sherryland there in the bottom of the 3rd. That game being played in Portland. And let me see if I can get the Alice game up for us.
Bono has done a really good job of settling down after the 2 spot in the first inning.
Pitch in the turf.
Good breaking ball there, just a better take.
Yeah, the Tigers, they scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 1st, and so far he's done a real good job, like you said, keeping those bats in check. Swing and a miss, 2-2. For the Alice Coyotes, as we mentioned, a 1-0 lead. They've got runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out, still batting in the bottom of the 1st. That game is being played in Alice. So we'll continue to check on those games for you guys.
Defense is shifting over. Let's see if they go fastball away.
And a line shot that's going to make it into center field. What a diving effort right there by the shortstop, Garcia. But just gets past the glove and got it in us. 2 for 2 in the ball game. Little 2-out single.
It was a good pitch. It was off the plate a little bit, but he was sitting fastball and just threw his bat out there and he got a base hit. Good piece of hitting right there.
Yeah, didn't try to do too much with it. Just kind of like you said, threw the bat out there and pushed it to the outfield. So Nick Matrides to the plate. Matrides reaching on a fielder's choice. He hit one to the 3rd baseman with bases loaded, and the play was made at home plate.
Good block by the catcher. Keep it in front.
Another score update courtesy of Rudy Trevino. Said the Bishop Badgers up 5-2 in the bottom of the 3rd, and if the Badgers win, it'll be an all 34A or 33A quarterfinal.
I believe London is playing Heavenville, and then if Bishop were to go on and win, they would play Banquete.
Yes, I believe you're correct in that. Absolutely. That would be pretty neat. District 29 5A trying to do the same thing. You know, if Gregory Portland wins tonight, they'll sweep, they will advance, and they'll play the winner of this series right here, either the Carroll Tigers or the Brownsville Porter Cowboys. And the Ray Texans with a 1-0 series win over 1-0 series lead over McAllen, and the Veterans Memorial Eagles also with a 1-0 series lead over Brownsville Veterans Memorial, and those 2 teams would play each other if they should advance. So
I want to say the last time that happened was 2017.
Yes, sir, you are correct.
Trojans played King, and then Cal Allen played Ray.
Yes, correct. And the Ray Texans beat the Callan Wildcats.
Right.
Moody beat King, and they met each other in the regional final, and I believe that was the first time 2 CCISDs had ever met in the regional final for a chance to go to state.
It was a special moment to be there, be a part of it. Just to be in that situation where someone from Corpus is going to be represented in state no matter what.
No matter what.
Right.
And the fans in Corpus Christi turned out, packed the house.
8,000 in 2 games?
Yeah.
Both times?
Something crazy like
7,000,
that.
8,000 at Whataburger Field?
Yeah, it was
and
pretty
that's
electric.
The berm wasn't even open. Imagine that.
So we've got an update for you guys, and a pretty special one at that. The Tolosa Midway Warriors are advancing to the regional quarterfinal for the first time in school history. They will play the winner of the Alice and Pleasanton series. 3-1 pitch missed for ball 4. So first and second with 2 outs for E.J. Cantu. So big congratulations to the Toloso Midway Warriors. That's pretty cool stuff right there. E.J. Cantu, he's no official at bat. Sac fly for the young man in the first inning. Put up the second run for the Carroll Tigers, and that's where we stand, 2-0. And Banda catches the outside corner. Called strike 1.
Ball is a little off the plate, but he gave it to him. Carroll Tiger fans didn't like that one. Let's see if Banda can dig deep right here and kind of stop the bleeding from these 2 out base runners.
Goes right back there.
Right.
On the outer half, and it gets called strike 2.
And as a pitcher, if you see the batter react different to it, like they didn't like that pitch, they didn't like the call, throw it right back to it. Chances are they're going to chase and swing at it, or they might look at it again and the umpire might call it again.
Maybe they go a little bit further out, catcher set up outside, and he
Too
does.
far out.
Yeah, too far out that time.
We've seen this both on both sides with both pitchers. You know, they've gone up 0-2 and they've tried to go on extended fastballs or fastballs up in the zone, and you can tell they're trying to do too much. They're trying to blow it by them, and if you just hit your spot extended, like I said, he didn't like the last 2 calls. Chances were he might have chased on that one.
That pitch low and inside, and Cardenas was ready to go, reading the down angle right there, but a great job by Salinas, the catcher.
It's a good breaking ball, good block. I mean, breaking ball he was supposed to set off outside. He wanted a backdoor breaking ball to the lefty. Kind of cut across his body. Catcher had to jump across the plate just to block that one.
So they stay at first and second. Mitrides at first, Cardenas at second. 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd. Cantu at the plate. Spins, fires over to second base, not in time. Garcia, the shortstop, came over.
I would have liked that pickoff move more in a 3-2 count. Try to catch the runner sleeping. 3-2, they're already automatically going.
Ground ball, right side, fielded by Salceda. He'll take it himself, and there are 3 away. So the Tigers strand 2 here in the bottom of the 3rd. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and after 3 innings of play, it is a 2-0 Tiger lead. Blast Vision Live from Cabinets Field.
Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram of Corpus Christi is a proud supporter of South Texas athletics. Come by and see us at 4313 South Staples in Ottotown. We'd like to wish all of the local teams the best of luck this season from your friends at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram. $361hsblast.com, your newest source for Coastal Bend 5A baseball and football news. Matt Rogers, Jake Vasquez, George Vondercheck, Stu Duncan, and Pete Garcia, positively spotlighting student athletes, coaches, programs, and schools through insightful features, video, game stories, stats, fan polls, schedules, rosters, and so much more. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. 361hsblast.com. Come check us out.
Welcome back to the Stable Street Meat Market broadcast booth. Jake Vasquez and Andrew Hernandez with the call for you here in this one. And we have played 3 innings of baseball here at Cabinets Field. Carroll Tigers with a 2-0 lead as we head to the top of the 4th. Due up for the Porter Cowboys, 4, 5, and 6 in the order, Garcia, Rivera, and Segoviano. DJ Dudney back out on the mound, and the Tigers scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 1st. We've been scoreless since. These two pitchers have both really settled in here, Drew.
Right.
And
yeah. I mean,
Gone to work.
They both kind of gotten in the high pitch count in three innings. I want to say Dundee is at 56 right now, which isn't too bad. 7-inning game. Could stretch that out if you just go quick with your approaches right here.
1-0 pitch is going to miss up. So 2-0 the count on Garcia. Leobardo Garcia, he is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. That was in the first inning. And he had a 1-2 count on him when the runner was caught stealing at second base. So 3-0 the count now on Garcia. He gets a fresh count here in the top of the fourth. There's a strike.
One pitch at a time. That's what the coaches always stress to us when you go down 3-0. Just one pitch at a time.
Strike 2. So from a 3-0 to a full count. And Dudney gets himself back into the count. And that one's going to be fouled off. First base side out of play. Another 3-2 pitch coming up here. And Dudney misses up. You can tell by the body language he knew it when the ball left his hand and kind of wanted to take it back.
Yeah. We like to see more off speed from Dudney, but you know, when you don't put yourself in the right pitcher's counts to set up that off speed, it's kind of hard to throw it in there. So hopefully he can get back in there, settle in, get ahead in the count early. Then you can start throwing your breaking ball stuff in the dirt, start getting them chasing.
Diego Rivera will dig in. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So runner at first base, Garcia. Cardenas holding him on. And Rivera showing bunt, and he takes ball 1. Saw Hewitt, the third baseman, come crashing in, so he's going to stay on the infield green.
Easiest job for a third base coach is to run your offense when you have your leadoff runner on. It's the easiest time to run your offense.
Again showing bunt, and again Dudney misses outside. 2-0.
I imagine the coaches from Carroll dugout are probably barking at him. Just let him bunt the ball. Let your defense work. Let him take the free out. Who cares if he goes to second? Now if he pops it up or something, then more power to you. Just let him bunt it.
And this time he misses low, so he comes across the plate, but low. 3-0, and Rivera was showing bunt again. Now, sometimes is that a distraction to see the bat right there?
Yeah, but like I said, that's when you have to dig deep and say, okay, I'm just going to let him bunt it. And, I know some pitchers will try to come off the mound earlier just to try to field the bunt quick so they can get a double play instead of just, repeating their mechanics like they would any other pitch.
Gets a strike right there, so 3-1 count on Rivera.
And for Dudney, he's been falling off towards the first base dugout, and that's his job to cover first base because the first baseman's holding him on. You got third base crashing.
Ball 4, and it gets away from Palomo, but the freshman catcher gets to it quickly, so Garcia will stay put at second base, but now first and second, tying runs on board. Yeah, looks like. Let's check on some scores from around the area. It looks like Gregory Portland still 1-0. They're in the top of the fourth. That game in Portland, 1-0 over Sherryland. The Calallen Wildcats about to put this one away. It's 11-0, and they're still batting in the bottom of the fourth inning. That game being played in Calallen, a one-game playoff. So the win tonight would advance the Wildcats. The Coyotes with a 3-0 lead. They scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first. They're in the top of the second over in Alice. So 3-0 over Pleasanton. They've got a 1-0 series lead.
Showing bunt here. Trying to get the run over to third.
And Dudney delivers a strike. Let's see if Sinton, let me refresh here, see if Sinton maybe might be, and they are underway. And they're in the bottom of the first inning, scoreless ball game, so we'll continue to check in on that one.
Showing bunt again. Fouls it back though. So now here's the interesting question. Do you bunt him with 2 strikes and see if he pops it out foul and gets it in play, or do you just let him swing away? Because at this point, you got no outs. You don't want to let him swing away and it turns into a ground ball double play. But at the same time, you don't want to just give him an out by bunting it foul.
Segoviano, he's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the first baseman, Cardenas, his first time up. And now behind in the count 0-2.
That mound visit definitely helped. He's got back in the zone. Coach probably told him, hey, just let him bunt it. They're just trying to move the run over. Take the out that they're giving you. They're giving you free outs. Just take it.
Strike 3 called. How about that?
It's a big out right there because now they'll probably show a bunt again, I would assume. But if you get them to 2 strikes again and you get a ground ball, that gets you out of the inning.
So Osir Medrano to the plate. He is no official at bat. Walked his first time up. 7-hole hitter for Porter. And Dudney starts him off with a strike. So first and second with 1 out. Rivera at first, Garcia at second.
Might see a late bunt right here. Catch the third baseman sleeping.
And the throw to third base is off target, and it's off the bag. And Garcia will be tagged out at third base for out number 2, and you called it a late bunt attempt.
It was supposed to be bunted, but it was a ball, pretty bad ball, and so the hitter pulled back, left the third baseman kind of in a tumble. He was safe, but he kind of slid off the bag.
And that is the advantage you have of playing in your home field. These guys know. Porter, they don't know, the way that the field plays, and he slid past the bag. You're at your home ballpark. I'm sure their home ballpark, maybe it's a grass field, and so not used to sliding here, and you see that a lot times with a team that comes in and they don't know the field and how it plays, and he just slid right past third base. And like you said, he was safe, and Hewitt able to apply the tag, and
I'm going to go out and say if Paloma doesn't bobble the ball, I think he was out. He was dead to rights right there at third. He just bobbled the ball, and he still made a pretty good throw at third. But like you said, that ball's way outside, ball 4.
Yeah, so a walk to Medrano. Once again, he walks, and he'll be at first base. So first and second, but with 2 outs now for the pitcher, Banda. Banda 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
Yeah, like you said, home field advantage is definitely something that a lot of people don't take into account. Obviously, your fans are here. They're making noise, getting behind you. And obviously, like I said, knowing the field conditions, especially on a turf surface, you're going to slide a little more. The ball's going to skip a little more.
Up and in with the first pitch, 1-0 the count. I talked with Coach Ruiz, Drew, about, their series, the entire series being played at Unitrade in Laredo, and I told him, turf field.
Kind of helps you feel like on a turf field.
Yeah, do you feel like you have an advantage?
Right.
And he said, heck yeah, we do, because we play our home games on a turf field, so our guys are used to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Low and outside, 2-0 the count. In the turf, Palomo kind of lost it, but the
Went to
runners
the
will stay
5-hole,
put.
but it didn't go too far.
But Banda way ahead in the count here, 3-0. And Dudney struggling a little bit here again. Had a couple of really good innings and struggling just a little bit here in the top of the fourth.
It's just free passes. That's all that's hurting him.
It's going to load him up. And that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Aaron Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 1 with a ground out to Hewitt at third. Man, and Hewitt made a great play on that one. I remember it. And
looks like got somebody warming up in the bullpen for the Carroll Tigers.
See who they got.
Might be number 24 or 29. I couldn't tell from here.
Yeah, 24. And I believe that is Cruz. And there's a strike.
Ready to get back in the zone right there.
Jake Cruz. Low and outside. 1-1 to count. 2 outs. We're here in the top of the fourth, a 2-0 Carroll lead, but the Cowboys are threatening.
One pitch away from getting it out of it on both sides.
That's a 1-1 pitch up and in.
Don't know where that one missed. That one's been a strike all game, but definitely don't need to get discouraged as a pitcher. He's been pitching a heck of a game. Just concentrate, get back in the zone.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. Now 1 pitch away from getting out of this mess is DJ Dudney.
That was just a tough pitch to hit. Nobody was going to get at that one. Underneath the hands, fastball's underneath the hands. The hardest pitch to hit.
Here come the Carroll Tiger fans, and here comes the pitch, and that one's going to be driven out to right field, just foul. Oh my goodness. Man, that was really close, that one.
It sounded like a playoff atmosphere here at Cabinets Field now.
Yeah, starting to sound great. Both of these fans getting into it, and man,
it's a road game for the Cowboys, but they brought their fans and they're cheering on them for this big moment right here.
Another 2-2 pitch coming up. And now a soft ground ball to Hewitt. Hewitt over to first in time.
Out of it.
And Dudney and the Tigers get out of the inning as Hernandez grounds out to third base once again. Dudney doing his best Houdini impersonation, working in and out of trouble right there to keep the Cowboys off the board. No runs, no hits, no errors. They left them loaded. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning, 2-0 Carroll Tigers. You guys don't go anywhere. Last Vision, live from Cabinets Field.
.361hsblast.com, your newest source for Coastal Bend 5A baseball and football news. Matt Rogers, Jake Vasquez, George Vondercheck, Stu Duncan, and Pete Garcia, positively spotlighting student athletes, coaches, programs, and schools through insightful features, video, game stories, stats, fan polls, schedules, rosters, and so much more. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. 361hsblast.com. Come check us out.
Johnny Luna with AutoNation Chevrolet, Cadillac, GMC, and Buick, inviting everyone into the dealership to take a look at the inventory, including brand new 2021 models. But wait, there's more. AutoNation also has the biggest selection of pre-owned cars in town. Free window tint with purchase of any vehicle when you mention you heard this ad on Blast Vision Live. Come and get sold and rolled.
Welcome back to the Stable Stream E-Market broadcast booth. Jake Vasquez and Andrew Hernandez here for the call in this one. It's been quite a ball game, Andrew. I don't know about you, man, but I'm having tons of fun here tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me in the booth again. Finally getting back in college, getting to enjoy some high school baseball.
And you picked a good one to come to, man. You picked a good one. Carroll Tigers with a 2-0 lead here in game one of this best-of-3 series, and they'll send up 7, 8, 9 in the order. Christian Martinez, De Palomo, and Chris Chavez due up for the Tigers. Martinez digs in. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch from Banda misses low, 1-0. And you know, we talked about this bottom half of the lineup. I talked about it with Coach Marcelo this week, and these were the guys, Drew. These were the guys that really got it done for them last weekend, and they've really come around and started to contribute. And man, when you can get contributions from the bottom half of the lineup, you start to become a scary team.
Right. I mean, it's the 9-hole is probably the second most important position part of the lineup. I mean, call it the second leadoff for a reason. You're there to flip the lineup over. And you're not gonna. And it sucks to say because you're not gonna be selfish, and your job's not to go out there and hit 20 bombs and get 40 RBIs. Your job is gonna be draw the walks, just get on base at any cost, flip it over the top of the lineup, let them do the big work.
And how about they got a home run out of their 9-hole hitter last weekend?
Well, there you go.
So that's icing on the cake right there.
Got a final from Cal Allen, 11-0. I didn't say anything when I saw the scores, but I believe it was a no-hitter.
Let's look.
I could be wrong. They might have lost it, but it could have been a no-hitter. They gave up one hit.
They gave up one hit. They gave up one hit, and that was Justin Lampkin. Full count here on Christian Martinez. So the Cal Allen Wildcats will advance to the Region 4 quarterfinal by with that 11-0 win over Pearsall. Did give up one hit.
One strike away from a perfect game.
Wow, that's pretty crazy right there. Justin Lampkin, he's a heck of a pitcher. We'll give you his numbers here in just a second. 3-2 pitch coming up. Ground ball up the middle and through. Got to see the shortstop with the diving effort, but it gets past him and into center field. So Christian Martinez with a leadoff single. And here comes that bottom of the lineup for the Carroll Tigers. Dave Palomo to the plate. So Justin Lampkin and the Cal Allen Wildcats with an 11-0 win. Lampkin went the distance, 5 innings pitched, no runs on 1 hit. No walks, 14 strikeouts. What a game for Justin Lampkin and the Wildcats. Congratulations to them.
14 and 5 innings. Must be nice.
Want to shout out to my mom listening in on or watching the game and hit us up on the chat. And a great compliment for you. Says, sounds like I have a pleasant and knowledgeable young man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Calling the game with me. That he is. First pitch to Palomo misses outside for ball 1.
How about London? They went. I want to say they went first game no hitter, and then the second game they went perfect game. It might have been the other way around, but I know that.
Does it even matter?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It's,
right?
Yeah,
does it even matter?
matter?
Oh my goodness, you're right. That was insane when I read that on the chat. That's how they had won their 2 ball games. That's just absolutely crazy.
Right.
And you know, I saw those guys 2-0 the count here on Palomo. Saw them early in the season, and they played some tough competition, and they took some lumps. You know, they won some ball games, but they did take a few lumps, man. But you know, it's prepared them well and put them in a great spot.
Yeah, I mean, if you can overcome those early bumps in the road, and you can start getting in a roll when it gets towards district play. The record before that doesn't matter, and you know you can be 25 and 25, but if you go 18 and 0 in conference, it doesn't really matter, or in district play.
And you know something that they do really well? They run the bases.
Right.
They will steal every bag you give them if you don't pay attention.
It helps. It helps when you have a 1-2 punch, 2 left-handed pitchers for London.
Ball in the turf right there. So a 3-0 count on Palomo. He's way ahead in the count. Martinez at first base. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 4. Tigers trying to extend this 2-0 lead. No one has scored since the Tigers put up 2 in the bottom of the 1st inning. And we're now in the bottom of the 4th. There's a strike. And
Obvious
you can
take right there.
And you can definitely give tons of credit to these 2 pitchers for the reason there's a bunch of goose eggs up there on the scoreboard.
Right. I mean, they both had their first rocky inning of the 1st inning, but they both settled in, and you know when the pressure's on, they've kind of settled in, and you know not make the moment too big. Yeah, it's playoff baseball, but it's just another game, and you know they're not making the moment too big, and they're performing. I mean, Bondo's only a freshman, and then you got a senior on the other side. It's just not really a difference in demeanor the way they're pitching either.
Runner on the move. Ground ball to the second baseman. His only play is at first. So he put the runner in motion, and Martinez is going to be safe over at second base. Garcia, the shortstop, over to Salceda at first, and they'll get Palomo for out number 1, but now a runner in scoring position for Chavez.
That's a good base running call by coach. I mean, I see a lot more teams doing it nowadays. You'd think 3-2 with less than 2 outs, you'd not really want to steal because it could turn into 2, but you take your chances.
So Chavez, the 9-hole hitter, digs in. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out. First pitch swinging, and he fouls it out of play on the third base side. And we were talking about the bottom of the lineup, and specifically this 9-hole hitter, Chris Chavez, who got a home run for them last weekend. And, you know, they just seemed like that whole Carroll Tiger, the whole lineup up and down that lineup, man, they were on fire last weekend against a really good ball club at home. You know, Rio Grande City coming and getting the win in game 1 over here, and they had to go to their ballpark and double them up. And a good team like that, you know, that's not easy to do. But these Tigers, you know, Coach Yeager hit us up on the chat in that game 3, said, you know, don't sleep on us.
Right.
You know, don't sleep on 29-5A. And, you know, we had a big press conference last weekend, and he said the team right now I don't want to play is Carroll.
Right. I mean, when you lose the first game, you get your back put up against the wall, and then, you know, the one thing is you don't need to press the panic button. You know, it's a 3-game series for a reason. Don't need to panic. You know, play your game of baseball. Don't try to play another team's game of baseball. Play your brand of baseball, and everything else will fall in line.
1-1 pitch missed outside. 2-1 the count on Chavez. Martinez, the runner, over at second base. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
That one had some heat on it.
Yeah, it did. Want to say hello to Alex Charles checking in, rooting for the Tigers. Let's see, Robert Longoria also checking in. GP man giving us an update. GP scoring another run, so 2-0 over Sherryland. Thank you guys for the score updates as well. 2-2 pitch, misses outside, so full count on Chavez.
Bondo getting into 72 pitches here in the 4th inning.
Still no score. Sinton and Bernie there in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Coyotes still up 3-0, and the Wildcats with a 2-0 lead over Sherryland. 3-2 pitch, misses low and outside, so ball 4, first and second now for the Tigers. And for the Cowboys, not such a terrible thing. Now you can try and turn 2 here with 1 down. So, you know, walking Chavez, they certainly didn't want to give him a cookie, but that will draw a visit.
The worst thing in the world. You have an open base. Now you just created a double play ball for yourself. Mound visit from the head coach here.
Gilbert Gonzalez going to have a say in the matter as he will dig in. And the senior center fielder, he's 0 for 1. Walked and scored in the first, grounded out in the second. So 0 for 1 in this ball game.
Like you said in the beginning of the inning, the 7, 8, 9, most important part of this lineup, they just did their job, turned the lineup over. Now you get it to your 1, 2, and 3. You know, your hot batters. I mean, but like you said, this lineup for Carroll Tigers, they're RBIs up and down the 1 through 9. It's not just a couple guys carrying the team. They all have RBIs and big bunches too.
So 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Meeting on the mound is over. Great crowd out here today. The Carroll Tiger fans, as they have been all season, out in droves. First pitch, and that one's going to be into right field in front of Rivera for a base hit. Coach Marcelo is going to hold Martinez at third base, but that base hit, it will load him up for J.J. Bush.
It was a good job for the catcher to keep the ball in front because the pitcher wasn't doing his job. He didn't back up home plate, so if that ball gets away, Coach Marcelo sending the runner with no hesitation right there.
So loaded up for the Tigers. Bush at the plate. JJ, he is 1 for 2. Singled in the first. Struck out in the third. In a big spot right here as the Tigers certainly want to extend this lead. Corners in, middle infielder's back. And he rips that one, but foul, third base side. So for the Tigers, Gonzalez at first, Chavez at second, Martinez at third. We're going to have to hold on to the table now. With
the stands are starting to erupt here.
It's starting to rock here. Carroll Tiger fans feeling it. Bush with a drive through the left side, through the right side for a base hit. Into scores Martinez or wavy. Chavez, here comes the throw. Under the tag and safe.
Good base running by Bush to move up to second as well.
Absolutely, just about to say that. Bush on the throw gets to second base, so a 2 RBI double for J.J. Bush and a 4-0 Tiger lead. So that's going to bring Easton Hewitt to the plate. Bush at second, Gonzalez at third.
No activity in the Cowboys bullpen, so if they were to make a pitching change anytime soon, I would assume it's from somebody that's already on the field.
And the Cowboys going to bring the infield in. Hewitt, he is 1 for 2, singled and scored an RBI single in the first inning. Flew out to right in his last at-bat. And Banda starts him with a strike. You know, one of the things that, you know, Coach Gallegos used to call ball games with me in the very beginning, Blast Vision, and one of the things he used to say, when they bring the infield in, turn a 300 hitter into a 400 hitter.
Those gaps become bigger than they usually are. Because if you think about it, softball hit in the 5-6 hole, you can still get to that. But once the infield's in, a 5-6 hole little tapper is going to get through regardless.
1-1 the count, and here come the Carroll Tiger fans once again with the stomps. You know, that was one of the things I talked to Coach Marcelo and Christian Martinez and Dave Palomo about the fans, and they couldn't say enough about how much, you know, they can feel it down there. And I know you as a player, you know, some big fans from Moody, and man, what does that do, man, for your confidence?
It's electrifying to hear that no matter what the situation is, they're always out there cheering for you. And, you know, whether it be Carroll or Moody Magic, it's good to know that you have fans that are out there, and some of them aren't even parents. They're just, you know, fans of the baseball program.
That one's going to be driven out to right field, but slicing foul, and it will get out of play. So the count will even up at 2-2. And that is exactly what Christian Martinez and Dave Palomo said. You know, they can feel it, and they couldn't say enough about what these Carroll Tiger fans have done for them this season. And they've always believed in these guys. You know, you'd see them. It was so cool to see after the ball games. They were out there in the parking lot giving them the hero's welcome, and they've been a huge part of what the Tigers have been able to do this season. 2-2 pitch, here it comes, and just missing it, fouls it straight back. We'll do it again at 2-2. Palomo, just a freshman, and, you know, I told him this is your first time getting to feel the crowd, and he said, man, it's awesome, you know, to hear him calling my name, and you know, so it's huge. It's
I'm pretty sure Coach Marcelo has told him, like, the fans are there for you. Don't make the moment too big. They're here to cheer you on. They're not gonna, if you strike out, they're not gonna boo you. These fans are diehard, and they're gonna be supportive regardless.
Chopper, and
he wanted to come home, but had no play.
He did. He sure did. Fielded by Salcedo, the first baseman. And like Drew said, he wanted to come home with it, but the safer play was at first base, and Gonzalez will come in to score. Bush over to third base, so a productive ground out for Easton Hewitt and a 5-0 Carroll lead. Diego Cardenas to the plate. First pitch to Cardenas.
Breaking ball up.
And Cardenas, he is hot. 2 for 2 in this ball game. Couple of singles. And here come the chants. Carroll Tigers. Bonda got the flow going on, keeps losing the cap. A 1-0 pitch, misses low, 2-0. In the dirt as well, so 3-0 the count. Nick Matrides is on deck for the Tigers. Should Cardenas reach. J.J. Bush, the runner at third base. He started this craziness.
See if coach gives him the green light.
And 3-0 pitch is low and inside, so a 4-pitch walk to Cardenas. First and third, and timeout called. That might be it for Bonda. I have him unofficially at 86.
I think that might be correct.
85? Yeah.
Not
well,
too bad.
yeah.
One off.
I missed it by one. 86? 85. 85. I was pretty close, and it looks like that is it for Bonda. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get you some pitching change information. You guys don't go anywhere. Blast Vision live from Cabinets Field.
When I think of Snowball, I think of the hot Corpus summers of my childhood and trips to the original Snowball located at 3830 Baldwin. And now, Snowball 2 has taken that Corpus Christi staple to the south side. Located at 7114 Saratoga, they're your one-stop shop for your favorite snacks. Frito pies, hot Cheetos and cheese, hot dogs, pickles, candy apples, and ice cream. And of course, those amazing snowballs you remember from back when you were a kid. Chris Bernal with LB21 Tournaments US SSA Baseball, hosting the best youth baseball tournaments in South Texas. Best youth baseball tournaments in South Texas at the all-new turf fields in Portland, Texas. LB21, supporting high school baseball in the Coastal Bend area.
Looking to expand your customer base? Hit a home run and advertise right here on Blast Vision. For more information, contact Jake Vasquez at 361-434-0705. That's 361-434-0705. Join us and show your support for South Texas athletics.
Welcome back to the Staples Street Meat Market broadcast booth. Jake Vasquez and Andrew Hernandez with the call for you. We got a new pitcher for Porter, and looks like we are correct in that Bonda will stay in the game. He's going to play outfield. Not sure if he's going to go to left or not, but
looks like he's going to move to center, and they're going to move Hernandez to left.
So they'll move Hernandez over to left, and then Bonda will stay in and play center. Torres, the left fielder, came in to play short, and the shortstop, Leobardo Garcia, is now on the mound. We'll see if Drew can find some numbers on him here in just a second. And we have Nick Matrides at the plate, first and third with 2 outs. Can't give you the final line on Bonda just yet. He's responsible for both Cardenas and Bush, and I was on it, guys. 86 pitches. They just hadn't marked it.
Garcia's only 1-0. He's only done 1 inning, but it wasn't win. So good stats to go off.
So he's coming in. They're asking him to stop the bleeding here as the Tigers have put up 3 runs here in the bottom of the 4th to take a 5-0 lead here in Game 1. And we talked about it at the beginning of this ball game. Always big to win Game 1, but especially with the weather. Now, I don't trust that it's actually going to rain, but if it does.
If it does.
But
it is a good thing that it is turf. But are they on the road next game?
Yes, in Brownsville.
So then that'll probably. I'm not sure where they're playing out in Brownsville. I don't know if it's at their place or if they're playing at a neutral somewhere in the
it is at their place. But
district.
The thing is, I don't know if their place is turf or not.
I don't know that either.
First pitch, gonna miss for ball 1, 1-0 the count.
But like you said, South Texas weather is not the most surest thing ever. Could say one thing, it could be another thing.
Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count on Matredes. Kelvin Gonzalez got on the board, but took his message back. Either way, welcome to the chat board, Kelvin. Glad to have you. And a score update on Alamo Heights and Dripping Springs.
Ball up and in.
Actually, Alamo Heights will face Dripping Springs next week after a 9-1 win over Eagle Pass win. That was a one-game playoff between those two teams. So thank you, Magic 81, for the score updates. Pleasanton finally on the board, and Alice extending their lead. So it's a 4-1 Alice lead.
Up. It's going to come right on top of us. Oh, actually, back on the field.
2-2 count. Gregory Portland Wildcats, they are batting in the bottom of the fifth. 2-0 lead over Sherryland. A win tonight, and they would sweep the Rattlers and advance to the Region 4 quarterfinals. Bernie with a 1-0 lead over the Sinton Pirates. They're in the bottom of the third inning in Game 3. So the Pirates need to win this ball game in order to advance. Otherwise, Bernie would advance. What a great series that has been between those two ball clubs. 3-2 count here on Matredes. First and third with 2 outs. Garcia leaning in for the sign. Now he's going to step off. Runner on the move, and the pitch is fouled off.
Now, what just happened on that last play, I want to know if it's a high school rule, because I know they call it in college. So the pitcher stepped off. He did not make an attempt to throw any base. In college, they will warn you the first time. The second time, they call it a ball. I wonder if that's the case here, because some umpiring crews are different. Some won't call it, some will. But you have to at least make an attempt to pick off if that's a ball outside.
Not in high school, so it's a little bit different in high school. They can step off.
I would assume they
yeah.
make it a big deal, but
yeah, they don't. In high school, they can step off. Don't have to make.
Yeah.
Now I know that there is a situation where they would have to make the throw, otherwise, not in that particular situation where he stepped off though. EJ Cantu digs in here and takes ball 1.
Kind of crossed up the umpire. You set up offside for a fastball away, caught it on the inside part of the plate. Looked like a strike, but when you're set up off the plate and you catch it across your body, it looks like a ball to the umpire.
And that pitch is behind Cantu. In to score is Bush. Matredes to second. Cárdenas to third. 6-0 Tigers on the wild pitch. Cantu is 0 for 1. Sac fly his first time up, and a ground out in the third.
Just got an update from the chat. Turns out that Porter has a grass field, so if it were to rain, like you said, game one would be super important.
Called strike 1, so a 2-1 count on Cantu. That's interesting to know. Appreciate that that update. That was from Joe Aldape. Ground ball right side, fielded by Segoviano over to first base in time, and finally able to retire the Tigers here. But in the bottom of the 4th inning, 4 runs on 3 hits, no errors by the Cowboys, and 2 men left on base. Salceda, Torres, and Salinas due up for Porter when we come back. Blast Vision live from Cabinets Field.
With the sun staying out later and the weather getting warmer, get out and grill. Staple Street Meat Market has the best selection of quality meats for your next barbecue. Known for their Angus beef fajitas, smoked sausages, and new authentic family recipe, Ponle brand spices. Like us on Facebook and never miss our weekly specials. We're located at 7626 South Staple Street, number 111 in Kings Crossing. But coming soon, our new location at 7418 South Staple Street is set to open in early 2022. Staple Street Meat Market, proud supporters of South Texas Athletics.
Rick Sines with Z-Bart of Corpus Christi is a proud supporter of South Texas Athletics. Stop by their location at 4535 Everhart for auto alarms, window tint, diamond gloss, auto detailing, rhino linings, and more. Call 361-985-9274 for more information or to make an appointment. Z-Bart, it's us or rust.
Welcome back to the Staples Street Meat Market broadcast booth. Jake Vasquez and Andrew Hernandez for the call for you here in this one. Game 1 of a best-of-3 series between Brownsville Porter and Carroll. Carroll Tigers with a 6-0 lead, and we are in the top of the 5th inning. Porter will send up top of the order Salceda, Torres, and Salinas.
Cabinets has made a lot of renovations. They've turfed the place. They've got the new Jumbotron. You know, they fixed the dugouts. They added bullpens. They added batting cages. The one thing they have not seemed to change is the soundtrack. It's been here for a long time. And I think they need to make a change to that next. Yeah. Back when I used to watch Moody when I was little, it was probably the same soundtrack.
Salceda digs in. And Dudney starts him off with a strike. Salceda is 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs.
Multiple people warming up in Carroll Tigers bullpen.
Yeah, they're sending a whole team of guys out there. Strike 2. Dudney, I have him at 87, and it looks like 87 is correct.
Yep.
So we've got him 87, the official pitch count for DJ Dudney, and misses outside with the 0-2, 1-2 the count. 110 the pitch count limit for high school baseball. And we'll get you some score updates here in just a sec from some games that are still going on around the area. 1-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball sharply hit but foul. First base side. So we'll have another 1-2 pitch coming up. Gregory Portland, that game being played in Portland, up 3-0 over Sherryland. A win tonight, and they will sweep the series. And Pleasanton got on the board in the top of the 3rd, but the Coyotes answered back with 3 more runs, so a 6-1 lead over Pleasanton. Alice Coyotes, they win tonight, and they sweep the series.
Fouled off, staying alive.
And as I mentioned before, Bernie scoring a run in the top of the 3rd. He needed to take a 1-0 lead over Sinton. Sinton batting in the bottom of the 3rd with a runner at second base, 1 out. And it looks like one of the Galvan brothers at the plate.
Another foul off.
Let's give that foul ball brought to you by Built Strong Fencing Company.
The battle here by Salceda.
Proud sponsor of Tiger Baseball.
Gino Sines checking in. Stone Kicker checking in on the chat as well.
The slider that misses. Another slider.
And this time he just dumps it into right field for a leadoff single. And here come the Cowboys, trying to get something cooking as they're running out of outs here, Drew.
That was a good pitch right there from Dudney. It's just Salceda was looking in, and he got a pitch in. It was a good pitch down in the dirt. He just golfed at it and got it over the second baseman.
So he is at first base for Alejandro Torres. Torres digs in, and no official at bat for the young man. Walked and was hit by a pitch, and Dudney starts him off with a strike. Yeah, that was a 9-pitch at bat for Salceda. Finally got himself a hit.
Wow. I mean,
great at bat.
Yeah. So like I said before, you know, if you were to go 9-pitch at bat and you get out, you know, you got to take it as a win because you up that guy's pitch count. But to get a hit on top of it, even better.
Swing and a miss, and Torres. And I believe he started that at bat 0-2.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and he kept fouling off, and won the at bat.
Now Torres 0-2. swing and a miss. Torres goes down swinging for out number
we talked
one.
about earlier how Dudney, he had a lot of batters 0-2, and you know they wanted fastball elevated, fastball extended off the plate, and he was missing. Well, you know, getting into his pitch count at 96 pitches, at this point you can't waste pitches. So they went straight to the fastball and said, you know, we're gonna beat him with the best stuff right here.
7th strikeout of the ball game for Dudney. It's gonna bring to the plate Marcos Salinas. He just misses outside with the pitch. So 1-0 count to Salinas. Marcos, he is 0 for 1. Hit by pitch first time up. And then he popped up in foul territory, first base side in the 3rd inning.
Slider misses low.
So 2-0 the count. Salceda, the runner at first base. Cárdenas holding him on. Look like the same pitch, same spot.
Yeah, I mean, I want to know if they're going to let Dudney, you know, try to finish his inning. Or, I mean, the pitch count might get in the way and he might have to get his outing cut short.
There's a strike, 3-1. And I have that as officially number 100 on the pitch count here in the top of the 5th. So, you know, someone else probably going to have to close out this ball game for DJ Dudney. 3-1 pitch on the way, and that one is going to be driven out to center field. Going back, Gonzalez still going back, and that one is going to hop over the wall, and that's a break actually for the Carroll Tigers.
They got a break right there.
That means that Salceda has to stop at third base. He only gets 2 bases, so he has to stop at third base. Otherwise,
we're gonna get a mound visit here. They're gonna check in the bullpen, see if their relievers ready.
So if that one stays in the ballpark, without a doubt, Salceda scoring. That's first run.
He struck that ball well into the gap, and like I said, the crosswind, that ball got up in the airstream, and it just kept carrying. Felt like it was never going to come down, but it finally did, and it hopped over the wall. And it didn't hop over the wall by much. It hit the top of the yellow and bounced over. So if it would have kicked back into play,
that's a run.
Yeah,
that's a run. So a bit of a break right there for the Carroll Tigers. But for the Cowboys, second and third rather, with 1 out here in the top of the 5th, and that actually Dudney's going to stay out there. So 101 the pitch count. He's got 9 pitches to work with. He can surpass the 110
if he starts
in an at bat. Right. So if he's throwing to a guy and happens to pass the 110, he can finish that at bat.
Right. But
so he's got at least 109 to work
Dudney's
with,
been their guy,
or at least 9 to work with.
Dudney's been their guy for today, and like you said, the whole year battling injury. But so they're going to leave him in there. They're going to have confidence that he can not get a run across and hold him to runners on right here.
Well, he's going to face the new Cowboy pitcher, Leobardo Garcia. And he starts him off with a strike. Garcia is 0 for 1, struck out in the first, walked in the 4th.
Another good pitch right there.
0-2 the count. One and 2. 1 down here in the top of the 5th.
The perfect situation to be getting out right here without a fly ball or a ground ball, scoring one of the runs, and then let him finish his 110 to the last batter of the inning.
Just missed outside, 2-2. And I guess we can go ahead and mention it now. Those 2 hits, the first 2 hits of the ball game for Porter.
Yeah, I mean, the free passes at one point were the only thing that was bothering him. And then we go a really good at-bat by Salceda, and he pokes a single over second base, and then a power ball hit into the gap that saved runs, actually, for the Carroll Tigers.
3-2 pitch, and he popped him up. Gonzalez
pretty shallow,
tracking
but I don't
it.
think they're going to go home with this one.
And they're going to send him. The throw is off target, so a sac fly and the first run on the board for Porter. as Salceda comes in to score on that sac fly by Leobardo Garcia.
I mean, his job was just put the ball in play. The infield was back. They weren't gonna come home with that ball if it's in the infield. He just put the ball in play, did his job. And it looks like they were gonna come out and do a pitching change, but I think they're gonna let him finish the inning.
Yeah, he's at 107.
So he can start this. He can start it. I mean, be his last batter probably, regardless.
Yeah, in all likelihood it will. And it is Diego Rivera. 2 down, runner at second base, and the first pitch misses up.
Slider missed up. Not a lot of breaking balls thrown by Dudney today, but the fastball's been working for him, especially on the outer half of the plate.
Showing bunt, and he takes ball too low. So 2-0 the count, and that is 109 right there. Rivera, he's 0 for 1. Struck out in the first, walked in the fourth. Ahead in the count 2-0, and showing bunt, takes a strike. That's 110, so without a doubt this will be his last batter, but he can finish the at-bat. So he will go over 110, but this will be the last batter he faces. Swing and a miss. See if Dudney can finish with an exclamation point here.
Let's see if this Carroll Tigers fan base can get behind their guy. I don't know if they know it's going to be his last pitch, but we all know it. But
swing and a miss, and he does finish the evening with an exclamation point as he strikes out Rivera. So for the Cowboys, 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. And after 4.5, it is Carroll Tigers 6, Brownsville Porter 1. This is Blast Vision Live from Cabinets Field.
Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram of Corpus Christi is a proud supporter of South Texas athletics. Come by and see us at 4313 South Staples in Ottotown. We'd like to wish all of the local teams the best of luck this season from your friends at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram. .361hsblast.com, your newest source for Coastal Bend 5A baseball and football news. Matt Rogers, Jake Vasquez, George Vondercheck, Stu Duncan, and Pete Garcia, positively spotlighting student athletes, coaches, programs, and schools through insightful features, video, game stories, stats, fan polls, schedules, rosters, and so much more. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. 361hsblast.com. Come check us out.
Welcome back to the Stable Street Meat Market broadcast booth. Jake Vasquez and Andrew Hernandez with the call for you. And this is a first 5th inning stretch here at Cabinets Field.
I wasn't expecting that.
No, I definitely was.
The wave. Yeah, they started the wave here.
It's getting crazy here.
I didn't know if we were at a Hooks game or if we were at Cabinets
That's what it felt like, man. Is your first time, Drew? I don't know. Did you bring it with you? I mean, I don't know, man.
I don't think anybody knew how to react to it either. They were like 5th inning, it's stretch. I thought it was the 7th inning.
And here we go. Bottom of the 5th inning, 7-8-9 due up for the Tigers. Martinez, Palomo, and Chavez. And Martinez, first pitch from Garcia, misses low. And Martinez, he led off in the 4th inning as well. The Tigers batted around, and he got his first base hit, came around to score. So he's 1 for 2 and ahead 2-0 in the count.
I think it's 1-1.
1-1, okay.
Right. The first pitch was a ball, and then he swung it that one.
So I let the scoreboard get me. I should have looked over at you.
They have it as 3-0.
2-1 is the actual count.
Yep.
Sometimes they get me, Drew.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I've fallen asleep already. My first time doing this. Sometimes the first inning was kind of rough for me.
And they got it corrected now. 2-1, they got it up there, and that pitch gonna miss.
By much.
So 3-1 to count. Low and outside, so a leadoff walk. And a good start to this bottom of the 5th inning for the Carroll Tigers. They got the leadoff man on. And the freshman, Dave Palomo, to the plate. Palomo is 0 for 2. A couple of ground outs, both to Torres at short. Or rather, it was Garcia, who's now on the mound. He grounded out to him twice. But twice to the shortstop position. It's funny, I was talking last week about Christian Martinez, who's over at first base, strike one called, and how it feels like he's been here forever, started as a freshman, and how, you know, in 3 years we're going to be talking about this young man at the plate and how it's going to probably feel like he's been here forever.
Yeah.
The freshman starter, Dave Palomo.
No, I mean, starting as a freshman, being a 4-year letterman is a big accomplishment. It's not easy. Not everybody can do it. And, you know, whether they go on to play college baseball or not, that's an achievement in itself right there, being a 4-year letterman. But chances are, if you're a 4-year letterman, you probably have a good chance of playing college baseball.
Absolutely. And this young man, you know, I have to tip my hat to him because not just starting as a freshman, but a catcher.
And being very productive in his freshman. I think he was 365 coming into this game. I want to say he was batting. Let's see.
Ground ball once again to the shortstop. Over to second for one. On to first base. Not in time. So he can run for a catcher, too.
Yeah, he was batting 356 coming in this game. 0 for 3. He's probably going to drop that a little bit, but.
So reaches on the fielder's choice.
Left fielder number 2, Chris Chavez.
So Palomo will take over at first base. And actually, we're going to have a courtesy runner for the catcher. Chris Chavez to the plate. And looks like it's going to be number 23.
Yep. Only one stolen bag on the year.
So Ben Cruz, the sophomore.
Yep. Carroll's hasn't really moved their runners on over with bunts like the Cowboys have tried to do. They've been more of, you know, base hit to base hit, going base to base, just passing the torch along.
0-1 count here on Chavez, and that pitch misses outside, so 1-1 to count. Chris Chavez, and he is 0 for 1, ground out in the second. He walked and came around to score in the last inning when the Carroll Tigers put up 4 runs. Make that 2-1 to count. Two balls and a strike, 1 down. Garcia on the mound. Hey, we can give you the final line for Omar Banda. Runner on the move. Pitches.
Oh, he stumbles.
Wow. That was crazy right there. Cruz, he was about 3 feet short of the bag.
I don't know if he's hurt or if he's tying his I think he might be hurt.
Yeah, they're going to go check on him. Yeah, he took a tumble right there and just lucked out that the ball, there was no one covering.
No.
Ball went into center field.
Coming out too.
So
he might have rolled an ankle or maybe leg kind of hyperextended.
Let's just take a quick break. How about that? So we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue here in the bottom of the 5th. Blast Vision Live from Cabinets Field.
Johnny Luna with AutoNation Chevrolet, Cadillac, GMC, and Buick, inviting everyone into the dealership to take a look at the inventory, including brand new 2021 models. But wait, there's more. AutoNation also has the biggest selection of pre-owned cars in town. Free window tint with purchase of any vehicle when you mention you heard this ad on Blast Vision Live. Come and get sold and rolled.
When I think of Snowball, I think of the hot Corpus summers of my childhood and trips to the original Snowball located at 3830 Baldwin. And now, Snowball 2 has taken that Corpus Christi staple to the south side. Located at 7114 Saratoga, they're your one-stop shop for your favorite snacks. Frito pies, hot Cheetos and cheese, hot dogs, pickles, candy apples, and ice cream. And of course, those amazing snowballs you remember from back when you were a kid.
Welcome back. Stable Street Meat Market broadcast booth. Looked like Cruz is okay. He stays in the ball game. And ball 4 to Chavez. So first and second. And here we go, top of the order. And again, the 7-8-9 getting it done, getting themselves on base, flipping the order. And Gilbert Gonzalez, the big center fielder, will come to the plate for the Carroll Tigers.
Well, Cruz would have got to second base anyway. He just wanted to get the stolen bag out of the way.
Yeah.
Add some entertainment.
And got it in an unconventional manner.
It counts, though.
It does.
That one might stay in play.
Popped up behind the plate, and Salinas overran it. Had to try and throw the arm back there to grab it, but it's going to drop for a foul ball, and that gives Gonzalez new life. I was going to get you the final line for starting pitcher Omar Banda. He went 3 2/3 innings. He allowed 6 runs, all earned on 7 hits, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. He is on the hook for the loss unless the Cowboys can at least tie the ball game. And Robert Longoria checking in on the chat. We talked about this earlier. Carroll softball, congratulations to the Lady Tigers. They advanced to the regional semifinal with that win over Ray. Close win yesterday and then a blowout win today. 0-1 pitch misses for ball 1, 1-0 the count. Alejandra Reyes also checking in. Jay Stone's the slide of the year over there at second base.
Let's see if Carroll can do what they did last inning, and like you said, 7-8-9 do their job, turn it over to the top of the lineup to see if they can
put some work in.
Put on a couple crooked numbers again.
Interesting score update. Magic 81 telling us the Sinton Pirates have tied it up, so 1-1 is the score with Bernie, and they're in the top of the 4th in that ball game. 3-1 the count. So Bernie scoring in the top of the 3rd, Sinton scoring in the bottom of the 3rd, all tied at 1. Ball 4 to Gonzalez, back-to-back walks, and that's going to load them up for the Tigers. And here comes J.J. Bush.
Man of the hour. 2 for 3 on the day, I believe, right? With a
yes,
single
he
and a
is.
Double.
Absolutely.
Or 2 singles. He advanced on the throw. So.
Yep. And I believe he drove in 2.
Yep.
Yeah, he did. 2 RBI. So J.J. Bush, in this ball game anyway, one of the hottest hitters for the Carroll Tiger lineup. So the right man at the right time. The Tigers are looking for him once again to get it done and extend this lead. Let's check in on some scores. Gregory Portland opened it up, and now with a 5-0 lead over Sherryland. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Wildcats make that 6-0 lead. Scored another run now, still batting in the bottom of the 6th. A win in this ball game tonight, and they will sweep Sherryland out and advance to the regional quarterfinal. Alice Coyotes still 6-1 over Pleasanton. They're in the top of the 5th. First pitch to Bush, misses outside, 1-0. And again, Bernie and Sinton will keep an eye on that ball game, tied at 1. They are in the top of the 4th. There's a strike, 1-1. Got a little wind now.
Yeah.
Almost feels like it's coming in towards us, but I'm looking at the flags and it's not.
Just wrapping around where we're sitting at.
Swing and a miss by Bush. 1-2.
He wants that swing back. You could tell his demeanor after it. Not a pitch you was looking for or wanted to swing at, but see if you can put it behind him and get a 2-out hit.
And he's going to foul it off third base side, going to get out of play. So we'll do it again at 1-2. Hey, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has hit us up on the chat. We appreciate you guys with all the score updates and just keeping us busy, keeping us on our toes. We appreciate you guys for watching, and we certainly appreciate everybody watching and chatting with us. That one's going to be popped up high, not deep, into right field. The right fielder, and actually it's the center fielder, Banda, who takes over and makes the play. In to score is Cruz. So a sac fly for J.J. Bush. He drives in another run, and the Tigers get that one back. Now lead 7-1.
Good piece of hitting right there. 2 strikes. Just put the ball in play. Preferably a ball in the air. You had bases low. You can't really get one on the ground because you got a high chance of rolling it. So he got the ball in the air, did his job.
Gonzalez stays put at first base. Chavez does advance to third. So first and third with 2 down for Easton Hewitt.
Now, Hewitt, I wanted to see him in a base running situation. I believe he had 16 stolen bags on the year.
Takes strike 1 from Garcia. Here in the ball game, he is 1 for 3. But that one was an RBI single, started the scoring back in the first inning. He came around to score as well. Swing and a miss.
I think that was the first time he broke out the breaking ball.
And the runner over to second base, Gonzalez. Gonzalez steals second base. A sneakery going on out there.
Seen that play a couple times back in my high school days.
Saw them work on it in practice the other day, Drew.
It's a South Texas special right there.
That it is.
Corpus Christi special. Remember those days at Moody High School running with Coach Codiel?
0-2 pitch. Misses outside for ball 1. Got to see I wanted that pitch. The home plate umpire said it missed outside. And the 1-2 pitch is up. 2-2. Again, Garcia and the Cowboys got to take a couple of steps towards the dugout, but the home plate umpire said it missed. So 2-2 count on Hewitt. 2 down, second and third for the Tigers. 7-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. And timeout called by Hewitt. Going to be granted. Gonzalez at second, Chavez at third. Fouled it straight back.
I was going to ask if he paused, but he's in the windup. He doesn't have to pause.
He
got back on the mound really quick between that time.
Just a heads up, Drew. If it hits the top here, don't look up. A little bit of rust might come down. I want you to be able to see the rest of the ball game here. Strike 3 called.
3rd time's a charm.
So they will strike out Hewitt for out number 3, but the Tigers, they get 1 back, 1 run, no hits, no errors. 2 men left on. Segoviano, Medrano, and Banda due up for the Cowboys when we come back. Blast Vision live from Cabinets Field.
Chris Bernal with LB21 Tournaments US SSA Baseball, hosting the best youth baseball tournaments in South Texas. Best youth baseball tournaments in South Texas at the all-new turf fields in Portland, Texas. LB21, supporting high school baseball in the Coastal Bend area.
Looking to expand your customer base? Hit a home run and advertise right here on Blast Vision. For more information, contact Jake Vasquez at 361-434-0705. That's 361-434-0705. Join us and show your support for South Texas athletics.
Welcome back to the Stable Street Meat Market broadcast booth. Jake Vasquez and Andrew Hernandez with the call for you. Game 1 of this best-of-3 series between Brownsville, Porter, and Carroll. Tigers versus the Cowboys. And the Carroll Tigers with a 7-1 lead. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Due up for Porter, Segoviano, Medrano, and Banda, 6, 7, 8 in the order. And looks like we've got a new pitcher for the Carroll Tigers, and that is going to be number 3, EJ Cantu. So Cantu will come in to throw for the Tigers, and that's going to be it for the starter, DJ Dudney. But he's in line for the win if the Carroll Tigers can hang on he will get the win. Let's get you the final line on Dudney. 5 innings pitched. He allowed 1 run. It was earned on 2 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 6 walks. So E.J. Cantu will take over.
Let's see what we got on Cantu pitching-wise. I got to give you props, Jake, for battling the music in between innings. It's pretty loud. We can't even hear each other right next to each other. So.
No, we cannot.
Chavez on the year, 1.31 ERA, 1 win, no losses. 3 appearances on the year. Only 5 in the third inning thrown.
And he's going to miss with the first pitch to Segoviano. 1-0 the count. Juan Segoviano is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Both against Dudney. 1-0 pitch. And it's going to miss up for ball 2. E.J. Cantu, he was the Game 3 starter in the last series for the Carroll Tigers. And delivers a strike on the outer half. 2-1. And Coach Marcelo showing him lots of love in our pregame show. Talked about how hard this young man has worked, and delivers strike 2 right there. And he's just a sophomore. E.J. Cantu and Jake Cruz, both sophomores, teamed up in Game 3 of that big series against Rio Grande City, and gave the Tigers a chance.
Yeah, like I said, you know, this Carroll team has got a lot of upperclassmen, but they also got some underclassmen that, you know, not only in the lineup and, you know, in the lineup every day, but they're producing.
And that pitch should be ball 4.
Ball 4, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought he called it a foul ball for a second.
Yeah, I thought he might have too, the way Segoviano stayed there in the box, but I think he just forgot what the count was. So a leadoff walk.
There. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's going to bring up Osir Medrano. And Medrano is no official at bat. He's walked twice.
See if the Cowboys can turn the leadoff walk into a run.
Cantu misses outside with the pitch.
Baseball odds are in favor for the Cowboys because most of the time leadoff walks do turn off into runs. So see if they can get their offense rolling here in the top of the 6th.
They're certainly going to be looking to do that. Down 7-1 and running out of outs. And Cantu delivers a strike. So that'll even up the count at 1-1 on Medrano.
Like you said, you know, the Cowboys are running out of outs and Carroll Tigers are counting outs. So
swing and a miss. 1-2. Yeah, we know their fans are certainly counting the outs, and they've been in it this entire game. Great crowd, both sides, because, you know, the Porter fans may be outnumbered, but man, they can get loud.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say it was the bottom of the, or top of the 3rd or top of the 4th. This is when Porter had bases loaded, 2 outs, and both sides were just as equally loud.
2-2 pitch, misses low and outside, so the count goes full on Medrano. And that one's going to be driven out to left center, going to get down for a base hit. Gonzalez fields it and fires it in, but Medrano just kind of poking the bat out there and driving it for a base hit. So first and second, still nobody out.
Nice piece of hit in there. 3-2. You know, Carroll's up 7-1. I think everybody in the ballpark knew what pitch was coming, and he sat on it and did his job.
It's going to bring up Omar Banda, now playing center field. He was the starting pitcher for the Cowboys, now in center field. And Banda is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk in that order. And he drives one into right center, going to get down for a base hit. Again, fielded by Gonzalez. Rounding third is Segoviano. Here comes the throw. They'll hold up Medrano at third base, and a run for the Cowboys, 7-2. But more importantly, second and third, still nobody out.
Great piece of hitting right there. Just living in the gaps right now. The Cowboys are, and Palomo is probably going to go out and talk to him and say, hey, pitch the lead. We got a lead. Don't worry about it. Go out there. Don't try to do too much. Let your defense work.
It's the bottom half of the lineup here for the Cowboys getting it done. The 9-hole hitter, Aaron Hernandez, is going to dig in.
I'm going to predict an AZ special right here. Over to third base, though, from the left side.
He's 0 for 2 in the ball game, but he has hit it twice to third base. And Cantu starts him off with a strike. You might know a guy named Aaron Hernandez.
I might know him. Sounds familiar.
And that one is going to be driven out to left field. Going back, Chavez. He's going to make the grab. Tagging is Medrano. He will score. Throw comes into third base so they can hold Banda at second. But a sac fly for Hernandez and a 7-3 ball game.
Chipping away, base to base, one bat at a time. Not trying to do too much. Yeah, you have runners on scoring position, but your job is you can't get all those runs back in one swing. Good piece of hitting right there.
So Banda stays at second base, one down, and now to the top of the order. And it's Chris Salceda to the plate. In on the hands, and he fouls it off. 0-1 to count.
The Cowboys went from having no hits through 4 1/3, I believe, and now they have 4 hits, and they've also put 3 runs on the board. So, little late life from the Cowboys. See if they can keep it rolling.
Salceda is 1 for 3. Singled and scored his last time up. Ground ball sharply hit. Nice play by Cárdenas at first base. He'll take it himself. Banda will move to third base, but now 2 outs in the inning. Torres to the plate. So Alejandro Torres will dig in, and he is 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch, walked, and struck out. Cantu misses low with the pitch, 1-0. Magic 81 telling us the winds are 16 miles per hour from the east-southeast. I don't know which way is east looking at the ballpark. But if you guys know,
more power to you.
It is right to left for us.
Yeah, that's all you
east,
need to know.
southeast.
You don't need east, southeast, but thank you, Moody Magic.
2-0 the count here on Torres. Cantu from the windup. Here comes the pitch. There's a strike. 2-1. Gregory Portland Wildcats scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th. 7-0 lead over Sherryland. Sherryland down to their last 2 outs. 2-1 misses outside. 3-1. Alice Coyotes still a 6-1 lead in the bottom of the 5th over Pleasanton. Both of those teams get the win, and they will sweep their way to the regional quarterfinal. Bernie and Sinton still tied up at 1, but ground ball sharply hit but foul, third base side, so full count here on Torres. And that Sinton Pirate game, they're in the bottom of the 4th. The Pirates are the home team, and right now Sinton with runners at first and second. Updated. First and second with 1 out, still tied at 1 run apiece against Bernie. So great ball game over there. We'll keep an eye on that one for you guys.
Best time of the year, playoff baseball. Texas high school baseball.
Absolutely, man. South Texas high school baseball.
Been away for it too long.
Ground ball to Hewitt. Hewitt fires over to first base in time. Easton Hewitt, he makes it look easy. And the Tigers escape, but they do allow 2 runs. I'll get you the totals here in just a second. Let me mark it. So for the Cowboys, 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. Cárdenas, Matrides, and Cantu do up when we come back. Blast Vision live from Cabinets Field.
With the sun staying out later and the weather getting warmer, get out and grill. Staple Street Meat Market has the best selection of quality meats for your next barbecue. Known for their Angus beef fajitas, smoked sausages, and new authentic family recipe Ponle brand spices. Like us on Facebook and never miss our weekly specials. We're located at 7626 South Staple Street, number 111 in Kings Crossing. But coming soon, our new location at 7418 South Staple Street is set to open in early 2022. Staple Street Meat Market, proud supporters of South Texas Athletics.
Rick Sines with Z-Bart of Corpus Christi is a proud supporter of South Texas Athletics. Stop by their location at 4535 Everhart for auto alarms, window tint, diamond gloss, auto detailing, rhino linings, and more. Call 361-985-9274 for more information or to make an appointment. Z-Bart, it's us or rust.
Welcome back to the Staple Street Meat Market broadcast booth. Bottom of the 6th inning we go. Jake Vasquez and Andrew Hernandez and the Carroll Tigers with a 7-3 lead. And we just got a final from Portland. The Wildcats advance 7-0 in Game 2 over Sherryland, and they sweep the series. So congratulations to the Greater Portland Wildcats. They are waiting the winner of this series. That's who they'll play, either Carroll or Brownsville Porter.
Leading off the sixth for the Tigers, first baseman number 22, Diego Cardenas.
4, 5, and 6 due up for the Carroll Tigers here in the bottom of the 6th. They are up 7-3 here in Game 1. Diego Cardenas will lead things off. First pitch swinging, and he fouls it back out of play. Diego is 2 for 2, couple of singles, and he did walk in his last at bat.
Proud sponsor of Tiger Baseball.
Low and outside, 1-1.
Pitch right there, right at the knees, strike 2.
And 1-2 pitch misses up, so 2-2 the count.
Garcia been mostly fastball today, brought out the curveball a couple times. Got a little two-seam movement to it. It's going to sink into right-handed batters.
Bishop Badgers up 11-2, courtesy of the chat.
They won.
Oh, they won.
Yeah. That's going to be caught. Great play over there.
Yeah, Segoviano, the second baseman. He was in right field over there when he made that grab, one away. Nick Matrides to the plate.
Number 8, Nick Matrides.
So congratulations to the Bishop Badgers. That means that 33A swept, and they will all play each other next week. That's the part where it almost seems unfair. They've got to take each other out.
But it's also a cool moment because, you know, baseball is the biggest thing in South Texas, and especially in Corpus Christi area. So, you know, for them to battle it out, it's for bragging rights and for, you know, to represent Corpus in the next round.
Matrides pops it up. Salcedo, the first baseman, is there. So 2 up, 2 down for E.J. Cantu. So we talked about it, and you mentioned it, Drew. It's going to be London and
Hebronville.
Bishop and Banquete.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that both of those series are gonna be very, I wouldn't say chippy, but they're gonna be jawing at each other just because, you know, they play each other in district, so they've already seen each other. They already know their weaknesses and everything, and there's gonna be a packed house for both of those series. So looking forward to it.
0-1 pitch misses low. 1-1 to count. Swing and a miss. 1-2. EJ Cantu, he is 0 for 2. Sack flies first time up. And then he's grounded out in the infield twice since then. Fouls that one off first base side.
Stop over there by the first base coach.
Good hands over there, +5. And he even gets a shout out from the stands. I'll tell you what, Justin would be pretty impressed with that. 1-2 pitch, softly hit. And an infield single for Cantu.
This is a great stretch over there by Salceda. But
Medrano, the third baseman, man, it would have been quite a play, but just couldn't get enough on it. Tried to make the throw on the move. That one was very, very softly hit by Cantu. And an infield single, and we'll have a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Let's see. That's going to be number 7.
Courtesy runner, first base number 7, Gavin Villegas.
Dalvin Villegas. So Gavin Villegas at first base. Swing and a miss on the first offering from Garcia. Christian Martinez at the plate. Senior shortstop, he is 1 for 2 in the ball game. A strikeout. Singled and scored in the 4th and walked in the 5th. And Garcia with the throw over to first base, checking on Villegas.
I don't think Villegas will be on the run here. I think Coach Marcelo is going to let his lineup do what they've always been doing, especially the 7, 8, 9.
Swing and a miss right there from Martinez, so he falls behind in the count 0-2. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th, 7-3 Tiger lead. And that pitch fouled off first base side. Salceda, the first baseman, coming over, but he's going to run out of room. That one makes the stands. We'll do it again at 0-2.
Ooh.
Just missing outside with the pitch. 1-2 the count.
Got a hunch they're going back to that same spot.
Garcia, he leans in for the sign, and Martinez calls timeout at the plate. Villegas gets his lead off of first base. Salceda holding him on. And here comes the pitch. And it's going to miss low. So 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. You got to see how wins the battle. So for the Tigers, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left on base. Salinas, Garcia, and Rivera due up when we come back. Last Vision live from Cabinets Field.
Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram of Corpus Christi is a proud supporter of South Texas athletics. Come by and see us at 4313 South Staples in Ottotown. We'd like to wish all of the local teams the best of luck this season from your friends at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram. .361hsblast.com, your newest source for Coastal Bend 5A baseball and football news. Matt Rogers, Jake Vasquez, George Vondercheck, Stu Duncan, and Pete Garcia, positively spotlighting student athletes, coaches, programs, and schools through insightful features, video, game stories, stats, fan polls, schedules, rosters, and so much more. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. 361hsblast.com. Come check us out.
Welcome back to the Stable Street Meat Market broadcast booth. We are headed to the top of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Cowboys here in this one, down 7-3 here in game 1 of this best of 3 series in the area round of the Region 4 playoffs. Carroll Tigers up 7-3. And Drew, before, this may be it. 3 more outs, right? It may be the end of the ball game. I want to again say thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's been an honor to be up here. We always have fun when we get to sit and talk baseball and watch high school baseball. Been a while since I sat down and watched high school baseball, especially playoff baseball. So, like you said, South Texas baseball is one of the best baseballs, around in the state of Texas, if not in the country. So.
Football may be king up north in Texas, but down here in South Texas.
Down here in South Texas, we know what business is, and it's baseball.
And you picked a good one to come out to, that's for sure. EJ Cantu comes back out and delivers strike 1 to Marcos Salinas. 3, 4, 5 due up in the order. Salinas, Garcia, and Rivera. Breaking pitch stays up, 1-1 to count. Let's check in again on Sinton and Bernie, and they're in the top of the 5th, still tied at 1. And the Pirates, actually Bernie with runners now at first and second with 1 out. So we'll continue to check on that one. Pitch in the turf, 2-1.
See if Cowboys can get another leadoff runner on. Turned into a run last time, 2 runs actually.
Salinas doubled in his last at bat. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Hit by a pitch, popped out in foul territory, but doubled in his last at bat. It was a ground rule double. And he drives one out to left field, but it's slicing foul. Man, it had the distance.
It did, but you could see right off the bat it was just going to stay foul, especially with this wind pushing it across.
So full count on Salinas. That one's going to be popped up. Palomo may have room to work with. Sliding. Man, what an effort there by De Palomo. Slides into the backstop, and the ball's going to drop foul. And, man, he's not happy about that.
That he missed that one. He wanted that one. That's a tough one, especially, like you said, the wind. Once that ball gets up in the airstream, the wind's going to take it over. You could tell from his path, the wind was just taking it away from him, kept pushing it away from him.
Well, a lot of fire in that young man as he was not happy with himself. So 3-2 pitch, and that one is delivered out to center field. Gonzalez to his right, squeezes it, 1 away. It's going to bring up the Cowboy pitcher, Leobardo Garcia. Garcia 0 for 1. Sac fly in his last at bat. Also walked and struck out. Low and outside, 1-0. Make that 2-0. Tiger fans not too happy with the call right there. Pirates escape that first and second with 1 out in the top of the 5th. So now Bernie and Sinton in the bottom of the 5th, and the Pirates with a runner at first base, nobody out. 2-1 pitch, grounded up the middle, fielded by Bush, the second baseman, over to first in time. Now the Tigers 1 out away from a 1-0 series lead.
Diego
Rivera, the last chance.
been a pretty good game. The Tigers came out early in the first inning, and they got on the Cowboys early, and then for the next couple of innings, it was kind of a pitcher's duel. And then in the bottom of the fourth, the Tigers just went base to base, and they got a big hit from J.J. Bush and kind of cracked this game open. But it's been a heck of a game.
Cowboys
close it out.
Cowboys making a late push, like you mentioned earlier, scoring 1 run in the top of the 5th and 2 in the top of the 6th. But here down to their last out, a 1-0 count on DJ Rivera. Rivera's 0 for 2, couple of strikeouts, also walked, and Cantu delivers a strike, so 1-1 to count. Outside, 2-1. Now the Sinton Pirates, bottom of the 5th, they've got runners at first and second, nobody out. All knotted up at 1 with Bernie. And here come the stomps from the Tiger fans, and that one is going to be popped up behind second base, and it looks like Christian Martinez will make the grab for out number 3, and the Tigers get the win in game 1 by a final of 7-3. Let's get you the final line on this one, and you guys don't go anywhere. I'm going to get you the final line, but we're also going to have a post-game show today. We'll talk with Coach Marcelo. We'll pick a player of the game and try and talk to him as well, so you guys don't go anywhere. But let's get you first the final line in this one. The Carroll Tigers get it done for Brownsville Porter. 3 runs on 4 hits. They committed no errors. Carroll Tigers, 7 runs on 8 hits, and they committed no errors. The loss goes to Omar Banda, 3 2/3 innings pitched, 6 runs all earned on 7 hits, 4 walks and 2 strikeouts. And the win goes to DJ Dudney. Dudney gets it done, and he allowed, just a second, he allowed 1 run. It was earned on 2 hits, 6 walks and 6 strikeouts, and Dudney gets the win, and the Tigers 1-0 on the series. The series will continue tomorrow, and the Tigers will be on the road in Brownsville. We won't be there for that game, but we do want to wish the Tigers the best of luck as they try to advance, and they will face the Gregory Portland Wildcats. If they do, the Wildcats have already punched their ticket to the next round. Real quick before we go off the air, we'll check back in on Sinton, and it's still a 1-1 ball game, and we'll check on them one more time before we go off the air. But right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will get you a post-game show. We'll talk to Coach Marcelo, and we're going to select a player of the game. So you guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Blast Vision Live from Cabinets Field. Welcome back to the Staple Street Meat Market Booth. This is our Z-Bart post-game show, and I have head coach David Marcello with me. Coach, first of all, as always, congratulations on the win, Coach. Hey,
Thank you.
trying to do it different, right? Getting the win in the first one this time, and just tell me how that feels, man.
It's good, but I got a question for you real quick before we get going too deep. Did softball win tonight?
They did.
Sweet. Awesome. Great job.
They won huge tonight, Coach. They won huge, right. So they swept.
Yes, I couldn't see the scoreboard from here, so I was like, I want to check it all the time. But that's freaking awesome, man. Tigers rocking. Love it. Shout out to the softball girls.
Absolutely, Coach. We announced it here on the broadcast as well. So
cool.
Lady Tigers advancing, and they advanced to the semifinal.
Sweet.
And
that's awesome.
You guys trying to follow them.
Gotta keep pace.
That's
Gotta
right.
Keep pace.
That's right. Gotta keep pace, man. What a great ball game tonight, Coach. I didn't get to see game one last week, but I got to see, and I know that DJ took the loss last week, and it looked like at points in this game he struggled a little bit with his command. But how proud are you of him? You had a situation, bases loaded, and he came back and got the big strikeout and got himself out of a big jam. And again, like your pitchers from last weekend, just gave you a chance.
Yes, and that's it. I mean, DJ is a competitor. I mean, you look at a guy, he's a multi-sport guy. He's a coach's kid. He's, around the sports. He knows what's up. He knows how to compete. And even when he doesn't have his best stuff and he's not sharp, he is going to find a way to, get himself in a jam and then get out and keep us where we need to be. And the good thing for us was we scored first. We jumped out early in that first inning with hitting the balls. I would like to see a little more runs in that first, but I'll take what I can get. But, I mean, overall, the kid's a competitor. He knows how to do those things, and it's just what you expect out of him. So, when you have a number one and he's not as sharp as he normally is, but still understands to give the 100% of what he's got at that moment to compete and keep in a ball game, that's what you want.
I mean, he took a no-hitter into the fifth inning, Coach. We didn't want to say a thing, and we didn't, I promise. We didn't say anything up here. But, yeah, he did a great job for you once again. And how important in your mind, especially with the chance for some bad weather tomorrow, was it to get this win tonight?
Oh, man, it's something, as a coach in the back of your mind, I'm not going to say anything to these guys, but it's not even going to be part of the conversation when you talk to your team about what we're looking to do. So, yeah, it's in the back of your mind for sure, is because you never know what can happen. That's one thing you cannot control is weather. So it's always great to get that first one. It's a different vibe, obviously, than last week. Now the pressure shifts to those guys at home. And not that we can play relaxed, but it gives you a little better sense because now you got that one in the pocket. So we're good with that right there. So we'll take it for sure. It wasn't pretty. And it's funny you said the no-hitters. I was sitting here. I think I saw a stat, something yesterday or day before. It was like the anniversary of A.J. Burnett throwing a no-hitter with 9 walks. So when I saw that, that was in my head. So I looked at the stat sheet, 5 walks, 2 hit batters. I'm like, hey, we're getting close to A.J. Burnett style.
Not a bad guy to emulate, man.
No, hey, we'll take it.
And, Coach, let's talk. Our player of the game is J.J. Bush. He had a great night for you tonight. But let's talk, too, about the bottom of the lineup because we talked about them last week and how important they are for what you guys are trying to do. And it just seemed like, they didn't get a lot of hits, in this ball game, but they were on base. They were okay with taking walks, and they just got themselves on base and flipped that order for you guys to get to those guys like Gonzalez and Bush. And so just talk to me again about that bottom half of the order.
I mean, it's so important in this day and age. When it's, you get a lot of the noise and distractions of it's all me stuff. You got to preach team at bats, and you don't always have to get a hit. You lengthen a line. You see a lot of pitches. You take that walk. You hit. Put the ball in play with 2 strikes. You just pass the bat to the next guy. It's not always about you. And these guys have got a feel for that. They've bought into that as the season's gone on. Where I don't need to actually get a hit. I just need to put the ball in play or have a quality lengthy at bat and force that pitcher to throw pitches so the guys behind me can see more and keep rolling with it. So I'm super happy that happens that way because we've preached it for a long time. That it's not about you getting a hit. Your batting average is a trap kind of deal because don't worry about what you're hitting. Are you hitting the ball hard? Are you having quality at-bats? And we're getting more of those than not, and that's awesome.
And let's talk real quick, lastly, about J.J. Bush driving in 3 runs today, and he seems to be really getting the sticks going here and at the right time.
That dude is definition of a dude, gamer, dirtbag grinder, uber confident dude, man, and he might be, I don't know, the hottest hitter, in South Texas or his state. I don't know, but he's crushing everything he sees. And if he's not hitting it, he's taking at bats, and even if he gets beaten at bat, it doesn't phase him. It's like okay, I got you. That's cool. I got 3 more coming. So he is in the box with supreme confidence right now, and it's awesome because he's a dude who works at his craft, and he's always looking to improve with the sticks. That's freaking awesome.
Coach, thank you once again for always taking the time to talk with us. We aren't going to get to see you guys this weekend, but man, we wish you guys the best of luck as you try and take this series and get yourselves another win and punch your ticket to the next round. So we want to wish you the best of luck, and thanks again for talking with us.
Thank you so much. And guys, we appreciate everything you do for South Texas baseball. You guys are on point every time out, and it's awesome to have you guys behind us.
Thank you, Coach. We'd love to talk to JJ if we could.
He's going to be laughing because he goes, Coach, can you not talk so long? We got to get out of here tonight. I'm like, okay, somebody get him.
Thank you, Coach.
You got it, Jake. Thank you.
Head coach David Marcello, and we're waiting for JJ Bush to come over, see if we can talk with him. And here he comes. He knew it. So here comes JJ. We're going to get him over here behind home plate so we can talk to him. All right, JJ, I'm going to bring you on here in just a second. Make your way out this way so we can see you. And actually, that's pretty good right there, man. We can see you right there. JJ Bush, our player of the game. Hey, young man, first of all, congratulations on the win. Big night for you, driving in 3 runs. And just talk to me about the feeling right now. You know, you guys get the win in Game 1, and is it a little bit more relaxed or all gas, no brakes?
Oh, we got to stay all gas, no brakes. We can never let up on a team like that. They're a pretty decent team. We're in the second round of playoffs. We're trying to go as far as we can. And we're just seeing the ball real well. We're not making any errors, making all the routine plays. And we got our pitchers. We got all their backs.
Yeah, and then DJ, you know, he didn't have his best game tonight, obviously, but he pitched well enough, and, I mean, he got out of some big jams, and you guys helped him out a ton. But talk to me about what that young man has done just to get you guys to this point.
Oh, he's been great. He came in when we were 0-6. He got us our wins under our belt. We just kept on taking that confidence onto 8-game win streaks, and then now we're just rolling with them. Everybody has their nights. It wasn't his tonight, but we still had his back on the hits.
Absolutely. Hey, and let's talk real quick about the bottom 3 in your lineup. Christian Martinez, Dave Palomo, and Chris Chavez. And those guys, man, how important has it been for them? They didn't have the hits tonight, but they were willing to take the walks, just get themselves on base, and to set you up for those 3 RBIs. How huge has that been?
Burro comes up and leads off every single inning for us. And Dave's right behind him, either bringing him around or getting on base with them. And Chris Chavez, he's the best 9-hole hitter in the district. I love him right there. They get on base for me and Gilbert, and then we just take it from there.
Hey, man, I want to say congratulations once again. I don't want to keep you too long. I know they're waiting for you over there. You guys probably want to get some food in you. But yes, we won't see you guys this weekend. We want to wish you the best of luck, and we hope to see you next week, young man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That was JJ Bush, our player of the game, and that's going to wrap things up for us. I want to say thank you again to Drew over here for helping me out. I had a great time with this young man and his baseball input. So thank you so much, Drew. And he's we got the crowd mic on, so he can't come in here, but I do want to thank him one more time, and I want to thank all of you for watching tonight, and everyone who hit us up on the chat. You guys are awesome. We certainly appreciate that. All the score updates from you guys. And speaking of score updates, South Texas baseball fans will be happy to know that right now the Sinton Pirates have taken a 2-1 lead over Bernie. They're in the top of the 6th inning in that ball game, and so I can't keep you guys in the loop on that one. You guys are going to have to do that yourselves. But good news for Sinton Pirate fans and for South Texas baseball fans. The Sinton Pirates needing a win. That is Game 3 of their series. They're tied 1-1 in the series, so the Pirates need a win to advance, and they are up 2-1 right now. Final score update of the night. So our final, once again, the Carroll Tigers get it done. 7-3 the final in Game 1 of this best-of-3 series. And again, we want to wish those guys the best of luck as they travel to Brownsville tomorrow. We will be in Laredo with the Ray Texans. And the Texans have a 1-0 series lead over McAllen. I believe the final in that first game was 4-3, so a good close ball game. and we expect another good close ball game. McAllen, a great team as well, so we expect another really good ball game. And if McAllen wins, they'll go to a game 3, and we'll be there for that one as well. So that's where we'll be tomorrow. I will be traveling to Laredo in about a half hour probably. We're going to try and beat out the weather and get over there tonight. So if you're making the trip tomorrow, we certainly want you to drive safe. And if not, you can watch us right here on Blast Vision. That's it for us. Jake Vasquez and Andrew Hernandez signing out. Blast Vision live from Cabinets Field.